Are we live? Of course we're live. People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. First things first, good evening to those of you like myself over here in the United Kingdom. Don't feel left out. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good night where everyone else is concerned. Again, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Hope everyone's in good spirits. Hope everyone has their health spiritually, physically, mentally, financially, and the rest of it, and love to extend that to your loved ones. Hope everyone's having a good start to the week, full of positivity and prosperity, and hopefully you're all moving that much closer to your goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, and aspirations. And I wish you all the best of luck on that regards, people. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing all right. Obviously, welcome to Manchester City versus Leeds live watch along where we're concerned. We're together. I'm not gonna lie, as a neutral, I hope it lives up, man. Bielsa against Pep, home and away. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm sure Leeds won this fixture last season. It's not at the Etihad, but they've been known to have some iffy games there. I hope you're all appreciative. You can see the lineups of both teams to the left and to the right of me. Prince, I appreciate you for obviously bussing the subs of Manchester City, and I think it doesn't need to be said, does it? If you could bring through the Leeds one, it would be as a even bigger help. As usual, people, I'll put the benches in the banner you see hovering. If you can, and you're not dyslexic, respectfully, read the actual information, because tomorrow there's hella content. Again, from 10 a.m. I'm gonna have Art DeRoche over on Twitch, where we're gonna react a bit more to this Aubameyang business. Check out all my videos that I've done on that. I did a live stream where when the news actually broke out. Wasn't planned. We just happened to be there, and I cut up the clips, 2 clips where I spoke about that. So go and take that in, especially during pre-game. Tomorrow we'll talk about that and obviously preview Arsenal West Ham. We'll then move over to YouTube at 11:30. 2 p.m. we're going to play Football Manager. If I remember correctly, it's me against Liverpool in the Cat Yarabel Cup final. So it's another shirt and tie affair where we're concerned there. And then obviously to round things off, that's what a couple of these things are on Twitch. Make sure you're listening, people. And then obviously live from 7 p.m. tomorrow, it's Arsenal versus West Ham. Thursday, I'm going to be doing Chelsea versus Everton, where it's the Rafa Benitez derby. He's actually the favourite to get the sack next. So yeah, the only problem is that's going to be on Twitch. So yeah, make sure you're hitting the like button. Get your questions, talking points, anything here, man. It doesn't have to be related to this game. You lot make it where it is, Prince. It goes without saying. But once again, thank you for that one. Big up to Sam Greenwood on the bench for Leeds. Hopefully he can come off the bench and score a goal and whatnot, man. Looking at the team from a neutral perspective, feel a bit sorry for Gerhard, because I feel he's done enough to really start starting for Leeds. But again, who am I to tell Bielsa what to do and them things there? So yeah, it is what it is where that's concerned. Now that I've got the Leeds and the Manchester City benches, you lot will have the complete package in just a second, people. As you can see the Manchester City subs bench, and you can see the Leeds one, where the first teams of both teams are concerned. Let's start with the home team for Manchester City. Standard procedures: Ederson, Diaz, Laporte, Stones, Zinchenko. Buki one there, really and truly, in it. Really, all them man there starting. Zinchenko, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo, Rodri, Foden, Mahrez, and Grealish. Over there at Leeds, you've got Millier, Shackleton, Llorente, Ayling, Firpo, Forshaw, Dallas, Roberts, Rafinha, Harrison, and James. So yeah, it is what it is where them teams they are concerned. Now, looking at this as a neutral, you don't get points for playing well. And obviously, Leeds have to take some responsibility. They've been underperforming, whether that's teams have found them out. They know kind of what Leeds are about now. They're not really an unknown entity. That could be one. Maybe it's just a loss of form. Maybe it's just a normalization after having such a great start. I don't know, but they're not having the best of seasons. Bielsa deserves all the plaudits he gets. Leeds are a good team. They're doing good things. And one thing I like about Leeds is the passion. Victor Orta, we could talk about all day for scouting and them things. You see him ready to fight people watching the games. And Leeds, again, Premier League is Premier League. I understand. I know fans, every club wants to be ambitious. No one wants to stagnate. But, away from us as ambitious fans, I'm not saying anybody, but clubs are happy to just be in the Premier League and them things there. Leeds are clearly trying to do what a Leicester have done, maybe win the league title, push on into Europe and things. So full of ambition for Leeds, as well, admiration for Leeds and whatnot. Where Man City are concerned, obviously, it should be a fantastic matchup. Leeds are a good team. Respectfully, Leeds, Millier, I look at him and I'm thinking, respectfully, how long's he going to be at Leeds? He's got a good thing going. He's playing week in, week out. Respectfully, Leeds have a big fan base, so obviously there's pressure, but I do think he could play for an elite club in the near to distant future. He's obviously got a mistake or two in him, keepers. He's very young for a goalie. I don't understand how he's not in the France national team. Respectfully, I've seen them call up Mandanda and all of these guys there. He must be able to be the third choice at national team level. Like I said, who am I to tell an international manager anything, much less a World Cup winning one in Deschamps? But that's just my 2 cents. Now, for me as a neutral, as I said, Leeds have been, you don't get points for playing well, but I think they were unfortunate against Chelsea. The second penalty definitely feels some sort of way. I look back to the Spurs game. Yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm going to be extremely biased and not really give Spurs their dues, but I think Leeds were unlucky in that game. I'm missing out one big game as well, but there's definitely been like 3 big games. I've seen Leeds play the top teams in the league, and they haven't got the results, but there's been performances. Now, as I said, you don't get points for playing well. You need to get points. It's a results-driven business. It doesn't matter what team, you need to stay in the league. So yeah, man. Obviously, you got Luke Ayling in the Leeds team, and you got Sam Greenwood on the bench. So I'm always going to support the Gooners and whatnot. But then again, I got no beef with City really in the grand scheme of things. I know they bought a whole heap of our players and whatnot. Have you checked your email? I emailed you about the graphics. I can't lie. I checked my emails. I swear I haven't got nothing. So it might be in the junk or something. But I'll pre that again. It's not on this laptop though, so we'll have to go again. No. So, folks, good to go again. 22 minutes before kickoff. Again, the game isn't kicking off right now. I just want to see it works, people. All right, cool. The timer works. It's all right for a sec. Is it a Martinelli? As a 19 now? Boy, it's something to explore. Personally, I think it's got a long way to go, and obviously no one's going to remember it. But you remember games like West Brom. That's where Martinelli has to learn to play up front. Obviously, he's still developing. And I mentioned the West Brom game last season because we won. It's not really of relevance, but he struggled. He had a good game, but he struggled physically. He was against Kyle Bartley and Ajayi, ironically, 2 former Gooners. That's what even Balogun, who's an out-and-out striker, you need him to go and play against physical strikers where he's going to get moved to. And Martinelli has to go through that education. But me, I think, a lot is said. Fans are very funny. Smith Rowe can't play on the left. You can't play Pepe. Pepe can't play on the right. He can't play on the left. Saka can't play on the left. He can't play on the right. Martinelli, he can't play. People swore he couldn't play well on the right. He had a good game against United. What did that make it? Obviously, players can excel in more positions. My point being specific to Martinelli. Not that he necessarily has relevance to this live stream, but again, any talking points, get them in. He's got to go through that education, left wing, right wing, up front. I see Alexis Sanchez in that lad, able to play on the left, able to do the false 19, able to play as a striker. Now, we do need to remember Martinelli's still learning, He's still learning Premier League football, much less professional football. It weren't that many appearances at Otano, if any, in the senior team like that before he taking the jump to Europe. So let's take our time with it. Let's let him learn. I still think there's many rough and element bits of Martinelli's game, as you would expect, but there's fantastic potential. And for me, I honestly believe Gabriel Martinelli, ironically, the way I think them, man, I'm not saying they can become this, that, and the third better than Messi and all that jazz, but the way I believe in these lot, if all the variables fall in, I think, the Bayern Munichs, the Barcelonas, the PSGs, the Real Madrids, these sort of teams come circling, and you lot know what the cycle of life in that regard is, man. Sharky, evening to you. Tino, I love it. Of course, it's DG Mercy. It's Christmas time. Make sure you're checking out the DG store. Obviously, you won't look as fly as me, but your baby mum might rate your thing, or she'll keep preying my thing. And don't worry, when the haircut lands again, Christmas special, it's going to be brazy, so don't get left out and whatnot, man. It is what it is. Jamie, appreciate you. Not sure I can answer this necessarily, but I'll try my best. What's the difference between United, Spurs, and Villa? Because Villa played their under-23s against Liverpool last season because of a COVID outbreak in the first team. It seems like a big club perk. Broski, Jamie, love for that. I'd love to be able to, that is the email, Prince. I'd love to be able to answer that if I'm completely real with you, but I don't know. Now, what I would say is, when you look at it in a lazy way like that, not saying you're being lazy, I feel the same way. It feels like one rule for one and the next rule for a next team. But I don't know the variables to really comment on that. But just based on what you said, you got a point. And, I guess that's for the Premier League governing bodies or whatever to say, whatever. I don't know, man. They can be superstars, can see their potential a mile off. Exactly, man. I just really, again, and I love to have the conversation where Arsenal are concerned. People, I know it's Leeds and Man United, Man City. Apologies, but I big up Big Nasties in the Sports Direct advert. See, when I see that, I must can blow one day and get some of these sponsorships and these things. But anyways, people, yeah, man, I think Martinelli can be special. I think Saka can be a very good player. I think Smith Rowe, a bit like Saka, he surprises you. I don't think we know his ceiling yet, if I'm honest with you. I think where Arsenal are concerned, I'm not saying he can be this, that, and the third, but I think people sleep on Martin Odegaard. I'll be real. I think people sleep on Martin Odegaard. I think he's a fucking baller. I'll be real. I think he's a baller. Do I think he's soft at times? Of course. Do I think it's a bit like the Ozil thing? Of course. But I think he can be a baller, but he has to want it. Like, you have to really, really, really want it. You look at someone like Bernardo Silva in terms of physical stature, him and Odegaard, there's not much into it. But it's how you move, it's how you're with it, And if he wants to, I hope Arteta can make some calls and whatever food or diet them City man are moving with. Hopefully we can get the hook up and give it to Odegaard and a couple of these players, and make him move mad. But I think Odegaard can be a good player, very good player, top player if everything works out. I've already said the obvious with the other lads. Yeah, I think Odegaard can be a serious player. Martinelli, Saka, Smith Rowe. Don't think to these man's level, but I really like Lokonga. I'll be real. I really like Lokonga. I like Gabriel. I've already said Gabriel, to be fair. I think Tierney slept on. When he's fit, he shows levels. I really like the fact that, Tomiyasu gives me Sagna vibes, if I'm real with you. Like, I don't need to, when someone's just so consistent, you don't kind of need to factor that. Their off days are very limited. I just know you're going to have, do you know, for me, it's so lovely to not speak about right back. The only time, God forbid, right back becomes relevant is sadly if he gets injured, Is what it is, man. Big up everyone. But yeah, I'm going off on a tangent. Again, if you want me to go off on a tangent, ask a guy some questions and things. 21 likes, boy. This is going to be a tough crowd for 100 today, but we're going to keep moving and keep trying, people. Nonetheless, I appreciate everyone locked in. It's unusually kind of hot in my yard. I don't know why, but pardon me, the fan ain't doing much today still. Let me put it a bit closer, man. It's moving a bit mad, or put the levels up on the side. I knew I was sexy, but damn, like, I didn't think I was going to heat up the room like this. It's all mad. It's all crazy. Oh, it's all crazy. Where's my Crocs as well? Let's get comfortable, man. It's evening time. It's the last stream of the day before a Mazzolini tomorrow and the next day and the next day. But, I made my bed. So I have to lie in it. 16 minutes until kickoff, folks. 16 minutes until kickoff. Big up yourself. Hate's a very strong word, man. Yeah, man. I don't know if I hate Nuno Tavares. I don't personally know what Tavares has done, man. He's been here for a hot sec, man. Allow him, bro. And to be fair, I got more time for Nuno Tavares than players that are still here. Again, if we sit here in a couple of years and man are not kicking on, then you know what has to happen. But I like Tavares, man. I'd rather these lot make mistakes than when I see, respectfully, and I'm not arguing scapegoating anyone, but when I see Marie and historically Mustafi and I've got more time for these young players making mistakes, really, than when I talk about Partey having a bad game, Xhaka having a bad game, I can't lie, I don't know about anyone else. I judge everyone fairly, but where my team, Arsenal's concerned, just for me, I hold everyone to a certain standard, but there's certain players I hold to a higher standard sort of thing. Like, I'm going to be a bit harsher on Tierney than a lot more, man. I'm going to be a lot harsher on Odegaard. I'm going to be a lot harsher on Ramsdale. Gabriel. I can't lie. For me, Ben White's creeped into that territory. Tomiyasu the same. Mr. Bukayo Saka and Smith Rowe, because I believe in them, If you don't read between the lines, you can tell when I don't rate a player, because for me, like, when you're Kalas, I used to get mad at things, but when you're Kalas, I accept you for what you are, so it stops making me mad. So when I see Marie and Cedric and all these guys, respectfully, they're making mistakes. It's issue, bro. I love Aubameyang, but he's a myth. Bro, man said, captain, I'm speaking Arsenal. You see the one there? I'm forgetting about what's even happened today. It's mad. It's all mad. Captain, we're doing the leadership thing, my guys. So there's Bearman that's captain. But for me, again, I know he's been here 2 seconds and whatnot, but isn't that testament to him even more then, really and truly? I got to swing Ramsdale's name in there. Probably a bit too early, but I think he should be bumped into whatever leadership group thing it is. He should be a part of that. Arteta did speak about it. We're going to circle back on that tomorrow. I think Ramsdale should be part of that. For me, it's Ramsdale, Tierney, Gabriel, centre half, Odegaard. Odegaard wouldn't be my first choice. I think I just want you to lead in the team, innit? Like, I don't, you wear the captain's band and all them things, but I wouldn't look to you to lead, because I do think you're a captain and these sort of things. But and we spoke about this. I'm not advocating just shouting for the sake of it, but for me, I just think we've tried the lead by example thing now. You know, let's grab someone who's a more conventional captain, and I think you've got a couple of them in there. But personally, I don't want to see a captain in an Arsenal badge, in an Arsenal shirt, in a sense of everyone should look like a captain. I'm tired of hearing people work hard and people are good for the young players and people always want to turn up for big games. I'm not being funny. If you are playing Premier League football at any team, whatever they're doing, that should be your thing. You should be turning up for these things. And I think Arsenal fans we've been so robbed of seeing the basics, even with certain players that have been good. You know, a lot of the players, even the ones that we love, we look at them with rose tints. We don't know what we're getting over a 38 game calendar. So when we see someone just do basic competencies, we latch onto it. You know, I love Tomiyasu, but I'll be real, the bar's on the floor at fullback. He just had to be competent. You know, I rate his thing. I love Tomiyasu, but you know, he just had to show you could header when you need to header, win your first and seconds, tuck in, you know, actually want to tackle. The bar's on the floor. The bar's been on the floor where centre half's concerned. I'll be real, the bar's on the floor where centre mid. The minute a centre mid can come in and he turns on the ball and he can clip it over the top, shamelessly, I'm going to gas him, people. I'll be real with you, lot. I'm going to gas him. When I see Tomiyasu, Tierney, historically, when fit, Ramsdale, what he's showing, guys that are just screaming consistent, I love it because I have confidence in that. You know, obviously, every footballer has bad days. The names I've said, they've had bad days. They've been in moments of bad form, and they'll be in them thing there again. But it is what it is. Like I said, there's certain players I hold to slightly higher standards at this football club. With, you know, when we get away from the realms of judging them fairly, you know, really and truly. Not sure about Odegaard as captain. Do you know what it is? If I look at it on a cynical one, like, as I said, I don't advocate. There's bare captains in the league that probably just shout for the sake of it, but they're chatting shit. I think Odegaard, because he's not clapped, he's not, people don't see the grit that he comes with. I think he does lead by example. He talks, he does all of that stuff. But I just feel when it comes to Arsenal, with a lot of things, we can never answer the question straight. There's always, you got to have a certain degree of knowledge, or you've got to know something the common man doesn't to see something. And I think, respectfully, if I'm looking at it on a cynical one, as much as I believe in Odegaard's capabilities, if you have to show me clips of him shouting against West Ham and all of these moments that some editors had to make, is he really captain? It's a bit like when we're trying to see a system and we have to rely on articles from publications and videos. Is there really a system there? No, it's because he's not clapped, bro. Respectfully, you know, again, pause. But if Odegaard wasn't blonde, blue eyes, pretty boy, could be a model, people would see the grit that he's on. You know, he's a bit soft with it, but I do think he's not a punk. Like, he's on the nitty and gritty. It's just we need to see a bit more. I think I like Odegaard, didn't it? Like, again, I want to see a bit more, but I think people maybe so much this season. I think he's done better this season. Last year, in hindsight, maybe, you know, you're joining mid-season, it was always tough. I didn't see too much from you. This season, I think you've been all right. Now, again, I need to see a lot more. I'm not saying it's acceptable per se, but you get the point. Like, even the game he ultimately made the mistake in against United, it just seemed like every 10 minutes, according to what fan you speak to, the rating of him is different. We're 10 minutes until kickoff for this Leeds Manchester City game, people. Big up everybody locked in. I might clip this up. What should I call it? I don't even know what we'll call it, but let's just make sure we capture that moment. To be fair with you, unpopular opinion, I don't see what's wrong with a leadership group. You know, if we're talking about, obviously, in any system, no matter how much you make out that it's collaborative and kumbaya and everybody has a hand in it, there's decision makers. There's certain men or girls in environments where if I say yes, something's happening, it's happening. If I say no, nothing's happening. Now you listen and you collaborate and stuff like that. You know, if we're doing this collaborative thing with Edu and Arteta and all these people off the field, I can't be complaining. And again, I need 25 captains. I need the young players to set an example for the even younger players, which they do. Smith Rowe and Sacco, and everything they do, they're setting the levels for if Aziz gets an opportunity, by God's grace. Patino, Amari Hutchinson, Brooke Norton Cuffy, and all the rest of them guys, they're setting the levels. You know, experienced players that get signed in the future. You know, again, is Lacazette Partey telling them what this is? You know, again, I don't mind the leadership group because realistically, the players have to lead themselves. We're about to watch a team who does it expertly. City, again, what Pep says is final, but you see players managing their own situations. How many times when they walk off the field, Bernardo's chatting and chatting? You don't see that. You know, even hearing Bernardo speak after the Watford game, yeah, he had a fantastic game. But hearing the way he was, like, just seeing the mindset of how they look at the league and the ramifications of winning, losing, and drawing is different. The mindset is what separates it. You know, Arsenal today could match City in a sense of mindset. You can't match their players. You can never get near their players. They got borderline, top class, world class players there. But you can have the same mindset and think positively and think the right things. How you respond to adversity, how you respond to setbacks, how you learn from mistakes. These are all things that play as equal part into Arsenal failing or whatever as signing a midfielder and whatnot. As much as people want to make out, football is psychological. You look at the first 20 minutes of Arsenal against Southampton, we look like we're still feeling sorry for ourselves against the Everton team. Minute we do the pass thing and everyone, yeah, we're at the Emirates, we're not away from home. It's a balling thing right now. So you saw it. So it is what it is, man. So yeah, man. Can't escape the Arsenal team. Interesting comments all the way. 32 likes. Let's keep running that up, people. 8 minutes until kickoff, people. I only keep saying that just to give myself a mental reminder. I don't want to turn the timer on late and that. I think Odegaard at captain will improve him. Again, it's the age-old thing because if it works, it's an improvement. If not, maybe it's the hindrance. Now, again, we said it in the last live stream, you know, a man captains his country and obviously not to be respectful to Norway. It's not the same as, you know, if you're England captain or Brazil captain or Spain captain or whatever. It's a different sort of pressure. But same way, this is a man who, he's from 14, the world's known about you, obviously in your homeland. The speculation and all them things must be different. And him and Haaland, obviously Haaland does his thing, but for historically, he's been judged to different standards. If you can cope with that pressure, your projected move to Real Madrid, why it worked, why it didn't, I can't sit here and say you can't be captain realistically. And again, Odegaard, if Odegaard wasn't a candidate for a captaincy, I'd have a problem. You're Mr. Real Madrid. I keep saying it. I love the way Odegaard has stepped up now of recent because you're looking like Mr. Real Madrid in a couple of weeks before this goal scoring thing. And hopefully it continues. If we slapped you and Smith Rowe together if no one knew nothing, you're the one that looks like the Real Madrid done. Same way with Saka and you slap him next to Pepe. He's the one that looks like they cost 72 million. You know, Lokonga and Partey of recent, or even Ainsley of the last game he played, who looks like they were bought for 45 million from someone that played in Simeone's system. And the rest goes on. There's plenty of parallels that you could draw with them things there. And that's not me trying to dig out any players or catch anyone out or anything. There'd be an issue. And as I said, for me anyways, I know Ben White's only played a Premier League season once prior to obviously signing for Arsenal. But in the grand scheme of us being young, average age till 23, I see Odegaard as an experienced player, Ramsdale as an experienced player, Ben White as an experienced player. You know, the two English boys, before kicking a ball for Arsenal, fair enough, you didn't play in the Euros, but you man were in the squads, you know. You lot have been through the, you know, Ben White's done his, you know, fair dues with the loan spells. Ramsdale's been in the trenches as well. Yeah, it might not be what Arsenal are trying to do, but there's competencies there. So it all depends. Certain players, the armband might be too much. Certain players, it enhances them. In, you know, you already know, respectfully, where Arsenal's captain's thing is concerned, it's been a bit of a mare of recent, really and truly, you know, for a variety of reasons. Certain man are flight risks and never fit. Certain man just start doing the mercenary thing. It seemed like we was using it as a bargaining chip to keep you at this football club, and it might work for a year or two, but eventually you've got to keep it moving. It's crazy, man. We are 5 minutes away from kickoff for this Manchester City Leeds game, people. If you haven't hit that like button, please make sure you're doing so. Ober is just gold chains and vibes. Bit harsh. He led us to an FA Cup, man. Gabriel Tini, in my opinion, have the grit for it. And then they captain allow it, man. You know, well, we're in the semis now. Working hard is the bare minimum, says the one who hosts this live stream. Exactly, with all the time, bro. Appreciate you lot locked in, man. It's a bit harsh to say he got bullied. And it's a brave move because he could have coasted. He come here. You know, he could have cowered because he didn't have the best of loan spells first time round. He could have I like Odegaard. I'm not like these weird little stands and stuff. I feel like a lot of the things we said about Ozil, they're completely different, but we're sitting here and saying it, you know, again with the leadership. Like, I would like a bit more of a gritty captain. which I think Tierney and Ramsdale is. I understand, the concerns around Tierney's, injury record, the fact that Ramsdale's just signed for the club. But again, if we've reset and these lot are meant for the future, then, it's like in a job. If you've just signed for a company and you're doing well and you're taking on more responsibility, like Ramsdale, he could have just accepted being a sideman. Then surely, if you're showing your levels, then in any other work of life, if a company's like a real company that wants people to get better, you get swinged some harder work and some more responsibility. So for me, that's just like being with Ramsdale. Yeah, you come in the face of it. In an ideal world, Leno would have been this quality keeper, and you would have had to try harder to get involved. But that's not how the cookie crumbled. And we signed him for him to be a keeper here for a while. Like, I would like to see Gabriel get it, because you do like when a defender has it. I'm on, a bit of a, if in my opinion, bit of a bias to fullbacks with Tierney. But yeah, man. Maybe even Tomiyasu could be one. But again, he still looks a bit nervous, if I'm honest, as good as he plays. Like him, to a lesser degree, him and Partey, they still like, I just want them to focus on them. But I understand people that say it might be even too early for Ramsdale. And again, we haven't seen how Ramsdale reacts to adversity in an Arsenal shirt purely on the field. I'd argue in his career, he's already responded to adversity, because a lot of people didn't want him here. And I didn't read the Times article, but I saw a segment where he was speaking about he locked off his Instagram comments. He don't really rate him. And if I was Ramsdale, the fans love you now. But I remember when they didn't give a toss. So just always remember, things can flip at a switch. Same rope you climb upon, you're hung with it. And you're only one good or bad result away from the narrative changing. Look at Aubameyang. If he was scoring, again, wrong is wrong, right is wrong. No, that don't make sense. Wrong is wrong, right is right. But if Aubameyang was scoring goals, there'd be a lot more leniency by a lot more people. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that should be the case. But you lot get it. In terms of predictions, I'm going with, you know what? Wolves versus City was tight. I think Pep will come out on a rage thing. So I think 4-1 City, but something tells me Leeds might be up for this. We're 2 minutes until kickoff, people. Once again, you can see the lineups to the left and right of me. Manchester City have lined up with Ederson, Diaz, Laporte, Stones, Zinchenko, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Foden, Mahrez, and Grealish. The visitors, Bielsa's Leeds United, Millier, Shackleton, Lorente, Ayling, Firpo, Forshaw, Dallas, Roberts, Rafinha, Harrison, and former Manchester United player Dan James. They've got former Arsenal player Sam Greenwood on the bench with, goal scorer in their last time out, Gerhard. I like Jack Jenkins. I like Charlie Cresswell. They've got a number of young players in and among their books, and I feel they've given a lot of opportunities because people are injured, but you get the point. Big up yourself, Stephen, because you're always here. Evening, Rafa out. Now, what's he done there? Again, make sure you're on Twitch, because I'll be doing a watch-along for Everton, Chelsea-Everton. But I understand Rafa out, because he's not doing the business right now. Just checking that the time is working once again, folks. Yeah. Everything's cushy. Kickoff is imminent. Get comfy. Get your talking points in. Get all of that good stuff in. I do want to see a good game. I do have a feeling it's going to be a good game. I don't think, it could end up being a City whitewash. I hope not. Bit upset Sterling's not playing, but hey. I mean, I think Ruben Diaz is sick, man. I think he's the best centre-half in the Prem after Van Dijk. Have I still got Dallas in my FPL team? Oh, again! Another week I didn't. I'm having a mare. This is another game week. I haven't changed my FPL team back to back. The weekend and the midweek fixtures. Oh my days. My FPL team's in the mud. Kickoff is imminent, people. Leeds will kick off. Tyler Roberts in the center. They're taking the knee. Can't lie, I don't have much leg room with this new desk, so I can't do the knee TIG anymore here, people. One love to you lot locked in. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Kickoff is imminent. And it's live, people. Leeds have kicked off. Again, welcome if you're just tuning in. It's Manchester City against Leeds. It is what it is. That's what happened. All right, Tino, do you know what? You don't rest. I have to clap for you. That's an excellent finish. If only Aubameyang could take that. Firpo going forward. Not been helped by Tyler Roberts. That should be a throw into Manchester City. Ref disagrees and he says Leeds. Greetings as well, my guy. Hope everyone's safe. Aubameyang was always too goofy for captain. It should have been someone who's serious. Bit harsh because he showed moments, but I would say Arsenal always pick the polarizing characters to be the captains in the hope that it makes them kind of stand up too. And again, you know, Aubameyang and Ozil, there are similarities, but to be harsh to Ozil and to be kind to Aubameyang, you know, he's shown leadership qualities. The problem is, you know, we're just picking these polarizing characters. Just pick someone better, innit? I hope taking the captaincy off him, you know, somehow resets him and means that he's back on crud. Ruben Dias advancing forward. He's checked back in and found Rodri. Rodri advancing. Zinchenko cuts inside. Courageous run. Phil Foden. What a player, man. Mahrez clips it to Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne, I can't lie, they're onto him. Mahrez gets onto it. Still here with Kevin De Bruyne. He swings it in. Grealish can't get there. Foden bangs it. It's into the wall. Tyler Roberts clears. It's been a good start considering it's been 90 seconds. Bernardo Silva loses out. The young Shackleton, decent player, wins it. Good, confident bit of play from him, doing the world of good to win the ball there, cut inside and play a simple pass inside. For sure, they're going to need him. He's a very experienced guy. Obviously, I'm watching Leeds on a bit of a selfish one. You know, I like to have myself as a bit of an armchair scout, and I know Arsenal got these guys on the weekend. Don't know what Tyler Roberts, what Buki skill he tried to do there, but Rodri wasn't buying none of the nonsense. And it's here with Bernardo Silva, who, if he carries on doing what he's doing, he's a candidate for player of the season. Jack Grealish just breezes past the young Shackleton, and he's cut inside. Grealish, what can you do? Step over, lengs it. Good save, Familier. But that's, you know, that's them ones you're just warming up the joints and whatnot. Nobody said this when Aubameyang was bagging goals and won us the FA Cup. Nobody. But this is it. What are you saying on the new captain? As I keep saying, Gabriel, Ramsdale, Tini, Odegaard, these sort of man. Odegaard would probably be my fourth choice or something. Do the leadership group thing. Rafinha, touch was baggy, dispossessed. Grealish, oof. Barges the young Shackleton, almost skills him up. He survives. I've been there as a fullback, man. When you're playing the tricky skilladons and it's just about survival, man. There's some players you just have to respect what they do and just try and attack. And it's actually Rafinha. Step overs. They're in their box here. That should be a Wolves corner. Ref has shagged it. Frantic pace. I can't lie. Started off half decent. 3-0 to City. No one's giving Leeds a chance. I mean, come on, Leeds. 48 likes, people. 52 more, and we're laughing. Ederson in possession. Imagine Ederson. I think Ederson and Ramsdale in midfield together would be a lot more progressive than certain partnerships my club could put together. I'll be honest with you guys. And it's here with Laporte. Laporte advancing forward. Not too many options. Foden, unlike him, baggy touch. Somehow it trickles through to Bernardo Silva on this left-hand side. The diminutive, creative player finds Jack Grealish. Grealish, Foden. Grealish, Foden. Lovely play. Grealish drops a feint. Cuts inside. Looks like he's going to bang it. Kevin De Bruyne tries to give it back to Grealish. Probably a bit too intricate there. Someone needed to pull the trigger. Ayling tries to clear. As Leeds would expect, right now, there's no out ball. They need to hold on to it. As quick as they get it, they lose it. Diaz. Pardon me. Looks like John Stones is doing a thing at right back today. No clue why Cancelo's not there. Hey, dog. Hey, moderators, please make sure you're on job. Spamming thing, get them out. Let's get DG to 43k subscribers before the stream ends. Hey, man. Ambitious, but every little helps. Firpo, I mean, I can't lie. He's not done nothing since he's really moved. He's been on the scene for a while. You know, he earned his move off of being at Betis. He went to Barca. Fair play. It doesn't work out for many a player at Barca, but wouldn't say he's exactly, you know, hit it off over there at Leeds. But you lot can't get advertised. You lot don't sponsor, man. Ederson in possession. Leeds got 4 points out of 6 from City last season again. Exactly. Red strap, to be fair. DG, I find the timing of Aubameyang news very odd. Like, why release it a day before a huge game takes all the focus away? Exactly. Doesn't help no one. Ederson. Ruben Dias. Not the best of passes, and it's a poor header initially from Rafinha, and it's trickled out of play for Leeds. Ironically, him missing the ball helped them. Alright, humble red strap, sorrow, man. I wish it was Ray though. Why not? It's evening time, man. There's no rules. For sure. Dan James. I mean, bro, Dan James. It looks like, I don't know if this is Tyler Roberts has done well. I don't know if Leeds are meaning to do this, but it looks like Dan James up front, Tyler Roberts in the 10. Looks a bit breezy. This is probably the longest Leeds have held on to the ball, and it's here with Millier. I can't lie, the press from City is relentless. Grealish, Foden, Mahrez, Kevin, the press is mad, and they've won it back. And if Foden's decision-making is spot, and he's found Kevin De Bruyne, it should be 1-0. They're so lucky. As great as Bernardo Silva is, he has proved he is human. He shanked that. Someone of Bernardo Silva's quality, it should be 1-0. And for Leeds, they need to wake up because that's a self-inflicting error. I don't know, Llorente is probably trying to get a move and impress his countryman, Pep Guardiola. He's tried a nonchalant out of the football forward from his centre-half position. He's been intercepted. And again, it's as simple as I say. It's a tap-in. Half the city stadium probably celebrating, especially the form Kevin Bernardo Silva's in. It was fantastic bit of play from Kevin and the rest of them. City need to wake up. Leeds fan here, can't get the game at work, so I'm here with you, DG. I appreciate that, and hopefully it's all right for you lot. John Stones, again, the Etihad, again, unless you're Liverpool and to a degree Chelsea and them sort of teams there, you can't expect to go to the rock up at the Etihad, dominate possession, and you expect to be under the cosh and whatnot. And that's what Leeds have been in this opening 7 minutes. I won't say the keeper's been under relentless pressure because Millier hasn't. That was the biggest chance. Rodri could be in here. Rodri, oh shit. I can see again. Leeds need to wake up. Kalas, it's 1-0. Calamities. I think that's a known goal, but calamity. It's 1-0 to City. I can't even explain what happened. Big up you, my guy. I know you're at work, but I can't even explain the fuckery your team was just on. Pardon my French. We just spoke about being focused, not having self-inflicting errors, switching on, and it's another one you've handed to City. It's like putting your hand in the fire, getting burnt, crying, and putting your hand in it again. Give the ball away cheaply. This is what's going to happen. From a City perspective, Phil Foden, the architect. Again, Rodri involved. Tyler Roberts tries. It's lethargic from Ayling. Millier's half committed. Again, who is that on the line? I'm being a bit harsh. Is that Dallas? Is it Dallas? I don't know what sort of clearance that was. I can't lie. You're a professional footballer. He should have saved his team's blushes and really just swept that. He's absolutely shanked that. And yeah, culmination of errors, a series of errors sees Manchester City a goal up. Man City 1, Leeds 0. And I was just talking about not being put under relentless pressure. But again, if you're going to hand goals, and the game plan's out the window now. Saying that, you expect to go to the Etihad and probably concede. Firpo, who needs to provide an outlet, gets forward. Dallas. Harrison, who's playing against his former team. That's not the worst of balls, but Leeds, have to believe. And it's here with Luke Ayling. I'm not being funny, but you've got Harrison, James, Rafinha. That is pace. City have quality defenders, but away from that, you don't want to defend against that. Grealish has been brought down. 57 likes. Hit the like button, people. Wait, it's 1-0 already. 3-1 City. Heart says Leeds. Head knows City. Boy, it's looking like a City thing. But it's how you lose. And Leeds are not the Leeds of last season right now, but out of a potential 6, as Omar said, you took 4 points off them. So you've got to believe, man. Leeds look like they're still napping, if I'm honest with you. And I spare a thought for Bielsa because you plan all week, you do all the analysis stuff, and then, you can see the goal like that, where City are a great team. But normally, I say this as an Arsenal fan when we play these sort of teams, take nothing away. City have great players. But you never had to see why City have great players. You handed that to them. To be fair, maybe this allows the teams to settle. Maybe Leeds going to go down allows them to settle. And for City, if you're a City fan, you want to put this game to bed before it's even a thing. Leeds do have problematic players there. But they haven't done anything. Diaz, who's a centre-half, been galloping into midfield. Mahrez almost loses it. Kevin De Bruyne, if that ball pops off, just the fact that he tried to find Grealish there is a madness in itself, but it didn't. Rafinha, looks like he's going to lose that ball. Fortunately, it's a Leeds throw. Do you know what? I don't know what that is, Tino, I don't know what it is. It is centered. I don't know what it is. You know, that seems to keep happening. It's nothing to do with when I'm using Photoshop. That's something I don't know. It must be some OBS issue, but it's gonna get like that. I don't know what it is, man. That's why I need you to help, man. Lorente in possession. Firpo. Leeds need to back themselves, man. Don't panic again. Lorente losing it, man. Everyone, no one panic apart from him because he's trying to get an audition. He's trying to earn a City squad place. Tyler Roberts has earned it back. To be fair, that's one thing he's good at, getting mucking in and whatnot, and he's shown it. Don't really understand the Dan James up front and him in the 10. I kind of get the method to the madness, but it's a bit booky. Look, you're seeing Tyler Roberts try to receive the ball in between the lines. This is brazy. Forshaw looks like he's having his pocket picked. Does well there. Harrison does well. Gets out of a blind alley there. Tyler Roberts. That's good from Leeds. Spoke too soon. Firpo's wanted to take an extra touch and Rodri's onto it. Kevin De Bruyne has a shot. It's a corner. Big up DG. Haven't seen you in a while. Where you been, Hamad, man? I hope everything's good. I hope you and your family have your health and whatnot. One love to you being locked in. Poor defending. DG, you cop any Arsenal merch with the throwback kits? Yeah. I need to do I haven't opened it, car. You know me, I like to with the merch do the not unboxing vid, but unboxing vid. Pardon me, it's a corner to Manchester City. Grealish up against Forshaw. Forshaw needs to take his hands off Grealish. Pardon me, Leeds win the first header. Bernardo Silva, one of the smallest on the pitch, wins the second, and Mahrez has latched onto it. He puts a cross in. That's a good ball. 2-0. You could see it. Peak. Grealish has scored, and he deserves that. You know, they've been on his back for scoring. It's Leeds, it's going to become a mountain to climb. Again, Leeds sleeping. Again, the beautiful thing about live streams, you're seeing this. We're talking about we're watching these things develop, people. Leeds napping, not clearing their lines. I just said it. The smallest man in Bernardo Silva has won the second ball. They have not cleared their lines. Leeds sleeping, and it's only been 12 minutes. You know, Mahrez is taking the initial corner. Bernardo Silva has won the second header. Leeds haven't cleared their lines. Mahrez has put another in-swinging ball in. Ayling's playing them all on side. That takes VAR out the equation. Let's see another angle. I can't quite make out who should be tracking Grealish, but, you know, you can see Firpo and Cole, they're flat-footed. Again, for a young man, Millier's position isn't the best, but you can't blame the keeper. Leeds, it's going to get ugly for Leeds. And Jack Grealish can't really score at the moment. It doesn't matter how you score, just that you score, and he's done that. Leeds are going to sink very quickly. It's only been 12, 13 minutes, folks. Boy. Proper fluff there. And all is forgiven for Bernardo Silva's effort, innit? It's going to be ugly. It's going to be hella ugly, broski. No, Tino, that's dead, bro. You said put a space. That was dead. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah. Hey, big up Tino, playmaker, and that he saved the day. Hey, when we blow and we need to, you know, employ people, Tino, you know you're coming true. You gotta say sorry for dissing me on FM, but it's calm. But big up you, man. You see how shit I am at technology. And the worst thing is, you know, on paper, I have a BTEC in IT. Just shows you, you know, it's not always what you are on paper. Kevin De Bruyne has a free kick here, though, folks, people. And again, Leeds need to wake up. The minimum is being switched on defensively. Kevin De Bruyne, again, Tyler Roberts has won the header. City have won the second. And they're appealing for a pen. You're acting. It's not a pen. There's several acting going on. Hopefully this form continues until Leeds Arsenal. You know they're going to say, this season starts now. You know you're going to see them move. I hope to God Leeds are sleeping like this for the first 14 minutes against us. Makes a change because we were sleeping for 20 minutes against Southampton. That's a nasty little whack for Laporte, man. You know, it's one of them. It's a nasty one. But you'll live. You tough. So far, so good. In terms of us fans. Blink, can you miss it? Up North Derby right now. Luke Ayling. Millier. Show for him, man. Again, what's the bravery? I can't. That's a poor pass for Millier. He's put Llorente in it there. Llorente, Midi, he's been saved by Mahrez there. Again, help you. Every time you pass the ball, I can't tell Premier League footballers anything, but every time you pass the ball, you're meant to be telling a message. I don't think Bielsa is telling you lot to do this. Each man that passes the ball is giving it a worse pass to their teammates. You're told not to play a ball across your goal. Llorente's done it, and depending on how good Shackleton's touch is, he's dealt with it. Luke Ayling attempts to clear their lines. Dan James, again, Leeds need to get their front men involved. You've got ball carriers, Harrison, Roberts, these sort of men should be able to get you high up the field and at least win some fouls. But players, especially the defense for Leeds, you don't look confident, man. A part of me thinks, maybe these players could have been more confident in a free. Millier, that's a terrible pass, and it's gone out of possession. And this is the first 16 minutes. What about the last 16 when the legs start to go and you start to get tired and space starts to open? The scoreline could look a lot more uglier. I said 4-1 Man City, but hey, we started off well there. Jack Grealish in possession. Bobbing and weaving. Big up Tim, man. You're always here. It's lovely to actually do one when your team's actually playing. You said Leeds could lose this 7-0. Nah, man. But it could get ugly. Because City have done the bare minimum, really. They haven't done much. It's more a case of how bad you lot be like the centre halves. Laporte's having shots. Diaz is just carrying it into midfield. John Stones, who has played right back previously, ain't been tested in that role. Foden's found Rodri out to Grealish. Grealish and Cole have had cute little touches. They ain't done much. They don't need to do much. Grealish cutting inside now. You lot are going to get written off. That's a good tackle, though. Grealish, it looked like Grealish, he looks like he's getting to his Villa self. He had one thing on his mind, darting in off that left-hand side. He's tried to shoot, and it's a fantastic block. Great commentary. Gary O'Neill, I appreciate that, man. Stop cutting onions. You lot just support me so much, man, when times get tough. Thank you, man. Appreciate that comment, man. John Stones, confident lad in possession, does well. Finds his teammate. There's just too much gap. On top of the obvious with Leeds, there's just too much gaps that, I feel sorry for the front men knew they weren't going to see much of the ball. But if your defenders are not confident against City, it's a mazza. Zinchenko. Leeds just second best. Bernardo Silva galloping inside. No one's looking over their shoulders. He's on the edge of their area. Mahrez, he's got one thing on his mind. Firpo does well to show him down the line, but again, he puts in a devilish cross. It's another corner. Pink T, tough DG, drop a link. Where's my Nightbot, man? DG merch. Head over to the store, man. Nightbot, where are you, man? I'm putting the Superman, I might said Superman, the Batman logo out in the sky. Millier. And to be fair, you know what? Yeah, clearly they're not on playing. So why don't you just go long? But when I see that players do stuff like this, clearly Bielsa's told you just to keep doing it, innit? And there's nothing wrong with that. But Leeds players don't look confident. They can't get out their half. They look like they'll have more confidence just going long. Tyler Roberts or whoever trying to get the flick on, taking the ball into the channels, progressing the team up that way. Because again. You need to, you're never going to be too high into Manchester City's box, but look how high the centre halves for Manchester City. The whole back line has been fair enough. Zinchenko's going to run forward. Stones is very high. Diaz and Laporte, even Edison, he's actually moving like a centre half more than a goal. If I'm honest with you, Mahrez does well. Looks like he was fouled there. There's no advantage. Firpo's picked up a yellow card. Considering you're in the first 20 minutes, it could get even longer for you, mate. Is it really one you needed to give away? Didn't really need to give that away. Missed the days when Arsenal used to bop teams. Trust. Missed the days when we used to be able to string 10 bosses confidently together. Boy. 66 likes, people. The journey to 100 is slowing, but we're still going. Another free kick to Manchester City. Shackleton needs to be aware of Bernardo Silva. He's not aware. He's playing everybody on side as well. He's not aware. He's lucky. Jack Grealish out to it. Zinchenko. Rodri, time to turn. Every City player just got too much time. Kevin De Bruyne says, you know what, I'll bring Edison into it. What a boring team to watch. City. Yeah, he's saying that this bit harsh. We've been given 2 goals here. Riyad Mahrez up against Firpo. He's on the yellow card. Mahrez charges at him. Edge of the area now. City look to work something. Kevin De Bruyne to John Stones. You know, sometimes if you can't go forward, go back home. Not the best of passes from John Stones. So Diaz will take 0% risk and start again with Edison, which is going to go to Laporte. Very one-sided traffic here, you know. Can't say City don't deserve their lead, but it's self-inflicted mistakes from Leeds. Diaz tries a searching ball forward. He finds Grealish. Mahrez gets onto the second ball. And again, there's something you can't match them for ability, but you can match them for first and second balls. Bernardo Silva just gliding past people, and Shackleton does well to clear it. Pardon me. Rafinha's fouled, but bloody hell, Leeds, wake up. Bro, I can't lie to you, Giovanni. Firpo's on fraud watch. I used to rate him. Looking like a fraud, I can't lie. Firpo out against Arsenal, 5th yellow. Jacob Ramsey has put Aston Villa a goal up against Norwich, people. Phil Foden, lovely touch. Rodri going on the dribbling thing. To be fair, they're not asking you any questions. Gets them high up the field and it's here with Grealish. Ref waves, play on after Rodri looked like he was being tugged at. You know, Leeds players don't look like they're not pressing together. Go, do it now. See, and again, Reece James actually has half a brain. I mean, Dan James is just running about. And look at it. Now you're all out of position. Here's Kevin De Bruyne. If the game was a bit more serious, they could smack you up right now. Again, I'm not even a Leeds fan, but I'm getting quite pissed off for fans. You know, it's just basic competencies. The players did you know you was playing Man City today? What did you think was going to happen? Now, I don't want to sound harsh, but bloody hell, look over your shoulder. Match them for first and seconds. Grealish, look at that. I mean, Foden. Llorente can't get near him. And to be fair, why is the centre-half having to do that? Leeds players just shying away from it. Everybody's looking at someone else. Hey, one-sided traffic, training ground elements, man. Nonetheless, big up everyone that's locked in. I appreciate you lot. Shackleton. And they don't have a striker. Yeah. Exactly that. Millier. To be fair, I do like Millier. He does always look like he wants to play still. Luke Ayling, Llorente. I would love to know how many passes Llorente has completed successfully and unsuccessfully. You know, Llorente limited on the ball, and this game's just highlighting that. Midfielders from Leeds are hiding. Firpo, I don't really rate him. I can't lie, looking booky. Centre-half's just giving the ball away. And to be fair, I can't blame them. There's no midfield for Leeds. You know, Rafinha, can he get onto it? Dan James tries to get it forward, but again, Leeds just look like a bunch of ringers right now. You know, like guys just got called off a park. Look at City. It's so good. It's nonchalant from City. It's almost like, you know, look at that pass from Edison. He just knows someone's gonna be there. Mahrez, Bernardo Silva. Fucking hell, man. You know, Dallas is gonna get a yellow card surely. Again, he wins a foul. Bernardo Silva takes it quickly. And look at it's the centre half running forward. Apologies, Rodri. Did look like Diaz, to be fair. Kevin De Bruyne. It's over here with Grealish now. Jack Grealish looking to take Shackleton on. Come on, man. Fullback Union. Hold it up. To be fair, that's played from Ayling. That's what they need, a bit of confidence. Who's showing for him? There's going to be times you're going to have to get the ball in tight situations. All right, Leeds, go on, Dallas. Hold on to it now. Finally, Roberts. Shackleton. Hold on to it. Rafinha, go on. Shackleton. Dan James. There's no one in the box, though, so I don't know what you're going to do, but Dan James puts the ball in. I mean, positive. Believe in yourself, and you see you get some change for it. Be careful, because a lot of you are out of position now, and Grealish is on the move. You know, Grealish down the left-hand side. It's 3 City players against 5 Leeds, man. It's the wrong pass. It's into Foden. Foden probably should have dived there. If Foden goes down, it's a corner, by the way. If Foden goes down, there's a decision to make. Still 2-0 to Manchester City in this clash. Oh, raw. I had a mare there. Raw. That was crazy. Forgot where I'm moving like Leeds defensively. I don't know how I missed my mouth there. That was Kalas, people. Bloody hell, it's big enough. Talk all the time every day. Bloody hell. What happened there, lad? That was Kalas. Need a bib. 26, man. Pattern up. Corner anyways to Leeds. I mean, to Man City. Leeds deal with it. Do they? Because Bernardo Silva again wins the second. Foden. Kevin De Bruyne. Nah, it's overcooked there. To be fair, what's going on with Kevin De Bruyne, man? Saying that he's probably going to do a Mazda now, but I wouldn't say his form's appalling, but needs to show a bit more. Allegedly, people, that is Jack Grealish's first goal for Man City in 13 games. I didn't know it was that mad. Kevin De Bruyne, Zinchenko, Grealish. What's in the cup? That DG potion, man. That sorrow still. I love Grealish, man. Look at him, body feints. I mean, I'm just jealous watching City, man. Like, how you got so much technical ballers? Look at Bernardo Silva. It's too easy, man. Foden looks like he wants to buy a raffle ticket. The opportunity to shoot's dead. Kevin De Bruyne going to leng it. His peak. Yee. Good save. Well, it's not really the best of Kevin De Bruyne's shots, but it looked like he was going to rip the net. Confident grab by Millier. I'm sure he probably didn't leng it as much as he wanted to leng it, but yeah, it didn't look pretty. Have Leeds had a shot? I don't think they've registered a shot yet, you know. Gaps are starting to open for them to play football. Turn on it for sure. Well, man, I'm scared, bro. You're giving it off. You're not even helping your guy out. Now you're just going to give it away again. Zinchenko deals with it. Pardon me. Bit harsh to say Grealish is overrated. Leeds are struggling without Phillips. To be fair, you're right. They probably need his grit today and his ball progression skills. Grealish. Oh, finds Rodri. Oh, tries a mazy run, runs out of space. Millier goes down. Rodri applauds the pass. Millier looks like he's received a knock on his head. Hopefully, there's nothing serious where that is concerned, folks. VAR? What the fuck? Oh, Zinchenko might be in trouble here. Is that? I don't know. I don't think so. Ramsey goal was a mazza. Seen him like that Norwich Villa game's going off. I mean, the longer it goes on, the more it's not looking good for Zinchenko. I don't know if that's a pen shout, you know. Luke Ayling, specialist. He seems like he's applying pressure. I mean, I think if it was the other way around, somehow it would be a penalty against Leeds, but fair play. Play looks like it's continuing. No penalty given. I mean, that could have potentially given Leeds some inspiration or changed the game somewhat. I don't see Bielsa staying at Leeds beyond this season. I mean, everything's got to end sometime. Zinchenko having a torrid couple of minutes gives it back to Leeds. It's here with Dallas. Shackleton. Ayling. Forshaw. Turn, mate. Turn. Finds his goalie. You're not helping anyone. Look, Millier is going to go long. If someone wins the first, which they don't, or the second, it's here to Rodri. De Bruyne. Laporte. Diaz. All the City defenders have clean kits. Kevin De Bruyne. Pedestrian pace by City right now. Training ground-esque almost. Diaz. Foden. So that, they're just toying with Leeds. They've had 10 attempts, 4 on target. Leeds have had 0 attempts, 0 shots on target. This is the longest Bielsa has stayed at any club. At some point, he'll decide he can't do anymore and walk away. Wouldn't be surprised if it's this summer. Neither would I. It seems like a bit of a cycle coming to end. But at the same time, I can't speak for Leeds. But as an ignorant, fan of Arsenal, just looking at Leeds, it seems like a team that obviously in a couple of years want to kick on to Europe and things. And I would see no reason why Bielsa wouldn't want to be there. Kevin De Bruyne could be in here. He is in here. And somehow he squeezed it in. Boy, it is Manchester City 3, Leeds 0. Again, against the run of play. Kevin De Bruyne showing why he is still a quality player. And yeah, it's crazy. 3 goals in this first half. And that's the goal that, I was about to say it's the goal that got Bielsa off his knees there. And it's not, though. Boy. Again, Leeds players not even looking over their shoulders, just toying with them. It's fantastic play. Rodri clips it into Kevin De Bruyne. You can just tell Kevin's had a look. He knows exactly what he wants to do. Find that near post. He's nicely slotted it under Millier. Millier's, come rushing out. Yeah. Manchester City 3, Leeds 0. But yeah, as we're saying about Bielsa, I wouldn't compare it to Wenger or Ferguson, but it looks like you could have a dynasty there. Like the only people I can see somehow being long-term is him and Rodgers. And to be fair, pinch of salt, because their situations look completely different. Ayling and Grealish getting mad at each other. But yeah, as I was saying, their situations look a bit different. Obviously, Klopp and Pep at their clubs. So yeah, maybe be interesting. Is Bielsa the next one? I do think Bielsa's quite rigid in what he wants to do. Tyler Roberts has found Rafinha. Pardon me, Rafinha. Ain't seen much from him. Rafinha, little rip on Grealish there. Still got it. Still got it. He's cutting in. I love them the Brazilian Samba skills. Mahrez in possession. Firpo can't make the foul or he's sent off. Mahrez still in possession. Mahrez. Nonchalant pass by him. Lucky it just squeezes through. Jack Grealish. Slow the game right down. Give it back to his defender. Just got here, but surely we can get 100 likes. I hope so too. We're only at 72 likes though. So if you haven't, hit the like or unexpected high bills due. It's looking brazy, man. Zinchenko. Cruyff turn. Bernardo Silva. Phil Foden. What's he going to do? Grealish. Foden. Diaz. City are just toying with, just pass and move exercises. And Lee's just not doing it. One team's just doing the basics. Another team is showing that the basics are very underrated. It's the basic premises right now. I can't lie, man. I picked a good game to do this live stream business on, innit? Bernardo Silva. I'd love to see the heat maps of both teams, man. Firpo does something defensively. Harrison. Llorente. How many times have you given the ball away, Llorente? And I'm saying that I even feel harsh. I feel sorry for you, bro. Because you're getting eaten alive. I feel sorry for truthfully, I don't want to just sound like I'm blaming Leeds midfielders, but I feel sorry for the defenders, because you're not getting ripped and there's no ball into midfield, Again, games like this, you want your midfielders, even if Phillips was there, to just relieve a bit of pressure. And that's not forthcoming. Llorente finds Mahrez. I thought he might be offside there. The ref says no. Mahrez checks in, checks out. Kevin De Bruyne. Lash it, man. Bernardo Silva. Stones. Diaz. Bloody hell, man. City, I wonder, they must have made like 1,000 passes or something today, man. Seen little to nothing. Little to nothing. Jack Grealish. Ruben Dias. Looks like he fancies a shot. You might as well. He tries to chip a pass through for Foden. Foden ain't going to get that. Leeds goal kick. Probably the first misplayed pass today from City. Clay thinks it will be 5-0. It could be, James, if Leeds don't get their act together. You know, at some point it's got to become damage limitation. Right now it's past the pad whitewash territory. And young Shackleton is down. You know, I'm sure the young man wouldn't want to come off. You know, it looks like he's pulled something. To be fair, when you're given the run around by Grealish and all of that, you are going to pull something. And City have so many good 1v1 players. Too many players. So many players that just look up. It must be amazing, man. It must be amazing. Serge Gnabry got a hat-trick in the Bundesliga. An image has emerged of a Christmas party being thrown by Tory aides during coronavirus restrictions last Christmas. Oh, funny that. Why people couldn't even say goodbye to loved ones. Pussios. Shackleton, man, that's shameful. It's upsetting for him, man. That he looks like his night's done. The young man's limping. That shit, he's done, man. Yeah, you're not playing no more tonight. And Glitch is coming on. Unfortunate. So, you know, young players don't get many opportunities. Yeah, he's done, man. It's unfortunate, man. City need the goals. Well, you never know. It might come down to goal difference between them and Liverpool, innit? So any fine margins you can gain, that's the territory you don't want to be in. 80 likes, 20 more likes, and we're living, people. We're living. Hit the like button if you haven't done such already. Glitch comes in. This will probably see a sort of change. Surely that means Luke Ayling goes out to right back. Or maybe it's a change of formations completely. Millier plays resumed anyways. Millier in possession. Ayling clips it forward. Pardon me again. Leeds lose it. Rodri. So much space. Kevin De Bruyne gives it back to Rodri. Rodri, what can he do? Finds Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez. How has he still got it? I know City players are magicians, but bloody hell, Leeds. Leeds can't get near them. Leeds system ain't making no sense. You know, Bielsa's a master tactician, but boy, I don't know what's going on now. Have they gone to a back three and Dallas has gone in the right back row? Is Glitch just there? Gary O'Neill has said Leeds system is all over the place, and I'm a Leeds fan. Boy, it looks mad. You know, sometimes, you know, it's Bielsa and these sort of managers, it's there's a lot of madness to their genius, and sometimes it just looks like madness. And it probably is all over the shop. It's 3-0. Like the game plan, it's just damage limitation, respecting. And Dallas is in possession. That's good play. Tyler Roberts wins a good foul. Leeds can advance now. Glitch. That's terrible. And he just wasted the advantage. And Harrison is right. What was all of that? Forcing it. There was no point playing the advantage on. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. I can't lie. It feels like this half has dragged people. Maybe it's because it's so one-sided. Diaz has conceded a foul. Really, a yellow card you did not need to necessarily pick up. Edison. 5 minutes until half-time, folks, excluding any added on time. I don't think there'll be much. I do think you'll see a minute or two. Obviously, Shackleton's been down. There was obviously that brief period to check if Leeds would have got a penalty, which didn't happen. Grealish, I keep saying Grealish, Foden, acres of space. Finds his centre halves. Like from the centre halves are making forward runs off the ball. Leeds need to wake up, and it's here to Mahrez. Does quite well. Gives it back to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo puts it onto his favoured left. Dinks back in on his onto the right hand side. Gives it to Kevin De Bruyne or Kevin. What can he do? Space is opening up. Gives it to Foden. Foden, is he going to pull the trigger? He does. And it's just wide. Whistles past the far post. Keeper rooted to the spot. I thought it might just nestle in. It might just clip the post. He slightly shanks it. Inches. That's what she said. Yo, Mr. Palmer, also known as DG, appreciate you. I swear Arsenal will manage to concede against Leeds and they're terrible. Listen, respectfully to Leeds, they're not looking like this against Arsenal because the mentality is going to be different. They're going to feel they can have Arsenal. You're going to more likely see the Leeds that gave Chelsea a run for their money and Spurs to a degree. Ultimately lost, but sort of that. And like, everybody fancies Arsenal, Everton, again. That's going to be a tough game. But first, we need to get rid of West Ham. We'll try something. And I'll be doing a watch along for that tomorrow, people. Let me drop the link for that in here. But yeah, if you're a Leeds fan, you probably want to turn away. Or it's probably good if you didn't watch. I mean, Leeds have, to be fair, started to spring a bit more passes together. City look like they're getting a bit complacent. And gaps are starting to open from a City perspective. Glitch. Plays it behind Rafinha, but it's here with Rafinha nonetheless. Rafinha aims to switch possession and find Harrison. Doesn't work. Firpo wins it. Roberts loses it. Stones clears it. Forshaw. I mean, come on, a bit of quality. And it's here with Jack Harrison. Not really having a happy return to his former club. Forshaw, he tries to foul Kevin De Bruyne. He can't even get close to do that. And he's found Foden. Foden, you got to score that. Oh, it's good defending by Luke Ayling. If you're a Leeds player, you probably want halftime. I'm probably running on empty, just been chasing shadows. Corner kick to Manchester City, people. 42 odd minutes on the clock, excluding any halftime, any added on time before halftime. City are good at set pieces, so Grealish is on the keeper. Phil Foden. Oh, it's a free header. Rodri gets up too early. Mahrez. It's a City throw. Oh, wow. Somehow it's been given for Leeds. Okay, maybe that's a bit of solidarity from the linesman. Leeds could use an Eddie Nketiah. All right, by God's grace, if they want to buy a striker, we've got that. If you want a centre-half, there's Callum Chambers. There's quite a few things here. Marie there. Experienced centre-half. A lovely touch by Rafinha. Leeds have made just 4 passes in the final third so far in this game. Compare that to Manchester City 72, and there probably lies part of the reason. Llorente, Millier, Ayling, Luke Ayling, Tyler Roberts, Glitch. No one further forward really showing. It's a mixture of players not showing and players not having the confidence to play it. And Millier is not helping his team. Firpo has made that pass look good. And actually, this is a chance for Leeds to at least get on the score sheet. Harrison, you've got to make it count. You've got Firpo to the left. He's not a good pass to Firpo. Firpo, that's terrible. Harrison, terrible touch by Harrison. Get your head up. Terrible. He had Glitch on the edge of the area. Your head should have been up like yesterday. That's your chance done. Terrible decision making. Sums up Leeds' day. I get it if you've been starved of the ball in the final third, but that was, Firpo made a terrible pass by Millier. Looked like a decent one. Harrison and him went advancing, or better yet, galloping down the left-hand side. Glitch is a free man. Just there. Look, even then, cut it off. Back. Goals change games. I'm not naive to think 3-1, Leeds have a chance, but you change games. You just make the scoreline look a bit more respectable. City's starting to fall off the gas, man. They're enjoying it a bit too much, if I'm honest with you. And Pep will probably reiterate that at half-time. But how could you not enjoy it? Literally, within like 2 passes, they've gone up the field. It's crazy. It's Grealish here on the left-hand side. Pardon me. I think Kyle Edwards is good. I don't know. I don't think Lacazette should get a new deal. Kevin De Bruyne tries to lash it with his left foot. What is there new talks of Lacazette getting a new deal today as well? Just move on from lads, man. You know, again, we can't really be. I don't think Lacazette should get a new deal because, again, I don't know if he's going to be the same Lacazette in 6 months. You know, at the time, it looked like Aubameyang. It was the right thing to do in hindsight, you know, boy, for whatever reason. I mean, why is anyone asking Gallas on what he feels about this situation? Boy, Leeds have advanced forward though, and I'm doing them a bit of disservice, people, as I'm getting caught looking at the headlines. Zinchenko, 3 minutes of added on time here, folks. One love to everybody who's tuned in. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Forshaw has conceded a foul. It's the only thing he's done today, really. Charles Dunn's me crazy, man. Let's just learn, man. We might have to go back to the Wenger thing when he had cold feet. Once you turn 30, safe. So I'm saying, man, Gallas can't talk on no captaincy, man. The fuck? Phil Foden, oof. Oof. Oh, you know, dropping his shoulder, nutmegging, man. Oh, City are ballers, man. I'm so envious. Phil Foden here again. Caresses it. Rafinha doing a bit of defending. Grealish didn't want to header it. Neither did Tyler Roberts. You know, battle of the man buns. No one wanted to mess up their Barnet there. And it's here with Manchester City still. To be fair, you can say put a Aubameyang in the reserves, but it'll be cutting off our nose to spite his face. You know, at the end of the day, you know, if you're trying to think about moving a Aubameyang on, him sitting in the reserves on that pay packet for at least a year, it's not helping us. You know, unless we're gonna go down the Ozil territory, terminate the deal, and all of that sort of stuff. Which again, we know what it is. I don't think we're doing any of that mid-season. We need to buy a striker anyways. Clubs are going to know your positions. You've somehow made yourself look even more desperate in the pursuit of a striker. Do I see us doing that in January? And midfielders, which I believe is the same priority as a striker, but we need that. I don't know. Where Manchester City and Leeds are concerned, people, as you lot can see for the scoreline, Leeds are winning. Leeds are losing, apologies, 3-0. It's all been City. City have, you know, been City. The bare minimum of City. They've just passed the move. Leeds can't get near them, chasing shadows. Look scared. First and second balls can't get near them, and that is a testament to City's ability. But it's also a damning verdict on Leeds. Leeds have just been off the pace. The system, as Gary said, all over the floor. Fully was battle of the man buns. To be fair with you, Tyler Roberts and Grealish, I do like the hairstyles, but that was the best way to describe it. I do like to do audio description for people who can't watch the game. Shout out all my 9-to-5ers and my grinders and stay-at-home mums and dads and people that have any other obligations that are locked in with me where they're actually not pre in this. All them, De Bruyne is an 8, 10, and a 9 today. He's everything. Well, Grealish is everything today. De Bruyne has been everything. Rodri's been everything. You know, Stones has been a right back, centre back, and a midfielder. You know, Diaz has stepped into midfield. Rodri's being a playmaker. You know, Foden's doing everything. It's crazy. I mean, Aubameyang, at the end of the day, you know, you should have motivation to just want to put respect on your name again, really and truly. Yeah, we probably need to move on from Lacazette through different circumstances, but Lacazette and Aubameyang, and it'll be interesting to see what we're doing in the summer. Because if we're buying a young guy, we're going to struggle for goals, not because the young guy can't do it, but we're not going to sign someone that's going to guarantee goals in this club. So we're going to have to give someone scope to grow into that. As you don't know, goals win games, and we can't say we're really a goal scoring team like that. The whole team's been quality, but I don't think City have had to do much to be better than them. And respectfully, that's not City's fault. But yeah, I just think Leeds have been poor, really. I think if anything, this season Leeds have looked on it in the big games. Maybe Arsenal isn't a big game, so they might be on it on Saturday. But I hope this is the Leeds that rocks up to North London. Really, if I'm completely honest with you. It's crazy, man. 93 likes, 94 likes. What's going on in the world of football? Let's see actually statistically what's going on where this game is concerned, man. Manchester City. Boy. One shot, one on target for Leeds. I couldn't tell you who done that. Pardon me. Possession, 65% of the ball's been with Man City, 35 to Leeds. No shame in that. You probably expect that. Leeds have made 171 passes to Manchester City, 305. I thought City had more corners than that. City have only had 3 corners. They've had 5 shots on target and 14 shots in general. So you could argue City haven't been at their best. They haven't been as clinical as they can be, which should ring alarm bells where Leeds are concerned. Fans must show proof of double vaccine. Oh, you can still go to the games with a negative lateral flow test. That's cool. I thought you had to show vaccination. Richarlison, if you're Everton fans out, why couldn't he be out for the Arsenal game, mate? You know, just because it's on the topic of Leeds, let me open this, man. I'm just going to read it out to you lot. Apparently, in relation to Leeds versus Chelsea, Leeds charged for fracas at Chelsea after late penalty incident. You all saw Llorente and Rudiger getting into it, people. Leeds have been charged with a breach of FA Rule E20.1 after its Premier League match against Chelsea on Saturday. It's alleged that Leeds United failed to ensure its players conducted themselves in an orderly fashion when they surrounded the match referee in the 93rd minute. Leeds have until Thursday to respond. I don't know why I took myself out there. DG, stop the timer. Big up yourself for letting me know that. Let's stop that timer. There we have it. Yeah, I given up on my fantasy league this week, man. Definitely where Rafinha's concerned in this game. If I remembered, I would have taken him out because, you know, no one's going to eat when it comes to City. It's brazy. Extremely brazy. Make sure you're following and subbing if you haven't. Literally every team surrounds the match referee after every controversial decision. You're not wrong. To be fair with you, but just based on what I saw on Match of the Day, it's just handbags, in it. Like footballers just getting their handbags out. I would hardly say it's the maddest of scenes I saw, and it did feel like one of them things. Either you and Chelsea get banned, not banned, get this, or no one gets it. But fair play. Fair enough. I mean, it's a fine in the grand scheme of things, but I didn't feel the second. I don't think the second one should have been a penalty. But when I think about Glitch reaction, he doesn't really seem like it's injustice. So maybe that tells a picture. Very harsh from the FA, man. Would be very sad to lose Rafinha. To be fair with you, you should be, man. He's a baller. And considering he was only at Rennes a couple seasons ago, shout out to whoever picked that one out. Trust. I mean, surely, you know, minimum for Rafinha is probably 50 mil. But in this day and age, you know, if he keeps performing, could skyrocket, really. Yeah, in Liverpool, United made inquiries. You know, his agent Deco's previously kind of flirted with the prospect that he will leave. And I think many Leeds fans will accept that, you know, one day he's destined to play probably Champions League football and all of those sort of things. So unless Leeds can match that ambition in the near future, it's probably not looking like that relationship is going to be one that we can describe as long term. What happened to Leeds? I don't know. You'd have to ask a Leeds fan, man. It is a bit bewildering. I did think there'll be a normalization of Leeds because obviously, naturally, people will find out what you're about, what Bielsa likes to do, and all of that. But then I don't know, man. I know I would say a big thing has been injuries. Leeds, on the best of days, Leeds had a small squad, or it looked like Leeds had a small squad. Bielsa would use the same sort of players and whatnot. And then obviously, if a small squad already is going to get bare injuries, then you already know what sort of time it is. Just watching these goals again. No way I mean, the strike is finished, but I think Foden's very fortunate to get credited that first one, even though it's going on target. Surely that's a Dallas own goal. And I mean, that's terrible defending from Leeds. I think Millier's position has been poor. He's given a decision. But surely that's a Dallas own goal, man. Surely that's a Dallas own goal. Oh, it's chipped up. Dallas is it's going on target, but Dallas is taking it in another direction. I think Foden's fortunate to get credited that one. City is different levels, but I wouldn't say in this game you've seen the different levels. Of course, the swagger City play with, the 1v1 merchants, the way they can cut you open in 2 passes. But Leeds haven't won their 1v1s, haven't looked over their shoulders, haven't cleared their lines, haven't been brave when they can be, haven't followed runners. When you don't do any of these things, you're presenting a quality side to take advantage of that. And this is what happens. You find yourself 3-0 down. And Leeds are arguably lucky they're not real quality. City aren't the most quality. Gary is saying, I've had a funny feeling about this game. 1 goal, you never know. Who knows? It'd be nice for a neutral. It was almost too much one-way traffic there. And at this point, Leeds are playing for pride. So it'd be interesting to see what's going on. City press is very impressive and incredible to difficult to get around, but you never know. Of course, I know City get a lot of praise for how they are on the ball, but it's off the ball that makes the difference, really and truly. This is the natural course of Bielsa, though. Runs players to the ground. It's dead. Arguably, that's a shout, really and truly. Obviously, people, I'm still here. Let me go and get some water very quickly. Obviously, it's half time, so I might as well brighten you guys up with a rare goal from a certain fullback.
Against this right back, Charlie.
All right. Let's get back to this. Water intact. Oh, bit fat there from me. Just mashing up the set. No worries. Back, folks. Back. Woo. What are you lot saying? Look at how creative they are. Foden, Mahrez, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. That's too much. And I'll say, the great thing is when you don't rely on one player to make the difference in that regards, everyone thrives. It would be very different if they relied on just one of those names to make it happen each time. Leeds just don't look the same. Beautiful finish. Yes, DG just arrived. Foden for me is a certified baller. What do you think? The exact same thing. We should give Partey some tips. Where's Walker? He hasn't been in the squad last 2 games. Maybe, you know, Tavares as well. Maybe, you know, after how he got sent off against Leipzig, you know, Guardiola's letting him know how he feels about that silly red card. So maybe it's that thing. I don't know. Maybe he's injured. I don't actually know. Sorry, folks. I was just really enjoying that roasted potato. City are so good, man. So good. Go big or go home. Charles, you're due one every 100 years, aren't you? You should have saw the one I took last week. Well, to be fair, the week before. I should have scored this week that just went. I should have scored. I sliced it like Bernardo Silva. A bit harder, a bit further out. And it was a half volley. I should have, like, it's a chance I could have scored. Immediately, I fell to the ground. I put my head in my hands. I was like, fuck sake. Went out the cup, man. It might have made it 2-2 then. To be fair, when you're a fullback, you know, again, just having an adventure, really. See what happens. Yeah. I don't know about no rats, blood. Walker wasn't fit. So, yeah, there you have it. Walker wasn't fit. So, it's no disciplinary issues. He's just not playing. I mean, the Villa game, what's happening here? Take a bow, Ramsey. If you haven't watched the Aston Villa goal, they're currently a goal up against Norwich. What a goal from Ramsey. You can see what it means to Gerrard. What a goal for Ramsey from Ramsey. Looks like Gundogan's coming on. And it looks like there's subs for Leeds as well. Looks like Joe Gelhardt, the person I wanted to see start, getting a look in. Dan James. I mean, that experiment was dead. I don't know what Bielsa tried there. That was dead. You know, Dan James up front was shit. Like, it's not even, you know, pardon my French, he is shit, but he didn't help him. Gundogan's on. I don't know who for, though. Maybe with the game one, you know, Bernardo Silva's come off. Maybe he's got a knock. And Manchester City will kick off the second half, folks, which has kicked off. Second half now underway, people. Again, Leeds are trailing 3-0. And again, if you've hit the like button, we've hit 100, which I appreciate, folks. Laporte, Phil Foden, Diaz. Let's see what's happening there. Gundogan. Being a bit messy over there, isn't it? He's a quality player, man. Did well at Wigan. Just needs to play now, man. Did well scoring against Chelsea. A grown man he's a young man, but a grown man already. He's ready, man. He just needs to play and learn. And look at him. He's gone on the press for Diaz. Can't get there quite this time. Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, wrong pass by Kevin De Bruyne. And City do not make the chance count. I wouldn't even say Dan James has quality crossing. It's literally just a pace merchant. Don't know why Leeds bought him. Like you dodged the bullet and then got shagged. Llorente finds Luke Ayling. Oh, look, Leeds might be in here. It's a good ball. Jack Harrison, no one's there though. He has to do it alone. Harrison, pull the trigger. This Harrison brother needs to come off. Stupid little chop back he attempted, and it's another chance wasted at the feet of his. His decision making has been poor. Kevin De Bruyne, too casual by Kevin, loses the ball. I don't know where he thinks he's getting a free kick for that. It would have been extremely soft. Rafinha. You probably want Rafinha closer to goal. When he's picked up the ball, there's a sea of City shirts, the lighter blue shade, awaits him, and you're not going to do that. As great as he is, he can't constantly dance past 7-8 players. Harrison has been off it all season, so yeah, can't really be surprised then seeing that from him. Tyler Roberts, that's the one thing he seems to be good at, but he loses the first and second. Dallas. Rafinha asking too much of Dallas there with them sort of flicks, and they've lost it. I mean, Rafinha attempts to tackle. Grealish rise to challenge. He cuts it back. Gundogan inviting. He's found Mahrez. What can Mahrez do? And he's trickled in. It's 4. That's that. Mahrez has made it 4-0. And again, it could get ugly very quickly. Mahrez, he doesn't even want to celebrate really and truly. Manchester City 4, Leeds 0. That's how quickly things can happen. Pepe happy. Pepe and his assistant, Vex. Gundogan, I thought Gundogan would take on the shot. He's done well to find Mahrez. Mahrez has cut in on his favoured left. It's taken a slight deflection off Firpo. It's a bit unfortunate there. I didn't catch that first time round. The deflection has probably made sure it's nestled into the far post. In fact, could be an own goal, but if Foden got his goal, you'd have to give this Mahrez. It's taking it completely off the intended course, and sometimes things can go bad to worse, and they are in it. City are 4-0 up, but they haven't had to try. And they might get a fifth. Mahrez. Blocked. Good block by Ayling. It's fallen to Rodri. Rodri's found Kevin De Bruyne. It's another important block by Llorente. Firpo heads it clear. Saying that, he hasn't headed it clear. It's fallen to John Stones. John Stones loses it. Fancied himself too much there. And Joe Gerhard's in the thick of it. Does well there. Probably too well, and he loses the ball. But yeah, man. Immediately, Joe Gerhard's done more than I've seen from Dan James. He's put himself about. I can't tell Bielsa nothing about management. Neither can you lot. But we do have an opinion. And for me, I'm not a Leeds fan. I'm not watching Leeds week in, week out to know who's in form, who's this, who's that, and the other. But it seemed very weird to have Dan James through the middle. I get it. Maybe he can press, kind of discourage the centre halves from dilly-dallying in possession. But for me, if you're not going to be on the front foot, it's irrelevant. You need someone that you can bounce it off and hold the ball up. You also need midfielders to be able to pass the ball forward. And Leeds have lost it rather cheaply here. Gundogan just dancing through, man. Kevin De Bruyne in possession. Has too much to do. He cuts in on his favoured right. Is he going to pull the trigger? Mahrez. Looks like he's killed the whole move. John Stones. Smash the likes. Come on, big up the moderators, members, subscribers, so on and so forth. It looked like Jack Grealish was fouled there. Referee seems to agree. It's not a pen. You look like you was fouled outside the area. I mean, Firpo, I don't think that's a yellow, but he needs to be careful. He is on a yellow card. Oh, do you know what? Just purely for the intent, that is a second yellow, You've evidently pulled him, It's basically what happened to the Roma lad the other week. I can't lie. I think that's a red, He's a fortunate lad, Firpo. Are they fortunate? I don't know, because this is prime territory for Manchester City. And to make matters worse, you've got Kevin De Bruyne, Mahrez, and I believe, I can't see the cameras change, but Gundogan all fancying it. Thoughts on United game getting postponed? First things first, health is wealth, so got to preserve it. And Football Mirror Society, I do think we're going to see the Premier League eventually postponed. I'll be surprised if early on in the new year we're still just playing week in, week out. Football Mirror Society, you're seeing rising cases in football in society. They're going to have to do something. But obviously, Football Mirror Society, so you're waiting for the government. Mahrez to take this free kick. Oi! To be fair to you, it's a fantastic free kick. And, you know, Millier does well. He reads it very well. Good keeper, the young lad is, man. Mahrez gets it over. To be fair, on Mahrez's qualities, it's not Prem standard. Firpo's lucky, you know. Grealish's problem, he's probably making too much of a meal of it. Josh, I can't lie. That's why I didn't reply, bro. It's right there. Respectfully. Jack Grealish, first time to Zinchenko. Zinchenko overplaying there. Somehow still got it. City still have it. Zinchenko dances past Rafinha, cuts inside. Oh, lovely bit of play. Got to remember, he's a centre mid by trade, doing a job at left back. I don't blame him. I'd have been on the same thing. Rodri, Zinchenko, Mahrez on this right-hand side. What, man? What are these alerts on my phone? What's that? Mahrez, crypto.com, shout you. Mahrez, that's a good ball to Gundogan, and it's just whistled wide. Would have been fantastic play. That's what Gundogan gives you. You know, Pep Guardiola scratching his head, you know, probably doing the genie thing with the bald head, you know, getting the 3 wishes and that. It would have been a classic Gundogan goal, you know, in terms of what we're accustomed to seeing him making them forward runs. Inches, once again, that's what she said. Boy, close, but close isn't a goal, isn't it? City in possession, much like the first half, you know, City days, much like the first half, it feels like we're actually further ahead than what we are. So close, but at the same time, so far. Laporte, Phil Foden, pardon me. Klitsch tried to foul him, it didn't bang. And it's here with Grealish. You know, Rafinha does well. Luke Ayling, what's he going to do? Looks like he's going to get caught there. He put Firpo under trouble for sure. Harrison, you're going to put your team in problems here, Harrison. Harrison, you're putting your team under pressure there. Unnecessary. And to be fair, Leeds have got out of it now. Harrison does well there. All right, cool. That's decent play. All right. Fullbacks need to get on their bike, though. It's too narrow. Could throw a cloak over the Leeds players. Tyler Roberts still has it. This is all right. All right, Leeds. Okay, this is positive. Firpo. Jack Harrison, whose decision-making when it's needed hasn't counted. That's a good ball. Roberts, the only one flying at it. Dallas. Oh, is it the post? The outside the post? You know, where was this Leeds in the first 10 minutes? Edison hasn't been in shot for most of the day, but he's probably got a dirty kit now. Good play from Leeds. You know, trusted themselves, went from back to front. It's not the worst of balls from Harrison. Roberts flying at it. It's clipped the outside of the post. And that's the closest. That's probably the only bit of passage of play. Fernandinho looks like he's coming on 10 minutes into this second half. So this tells you City are trying to shut up shop and stop any potential, you know, threatness to a clean sheet. Rodri's off. Thought Rodri might stay on. Thought he might pull off a more attacking sort of player. But Pep says, you know what, Rodri, you have the rest of the night off. Uncle Fernandinho's on. Rodri. I lie, man. I want some Joe Gayhard propaganda. So I said 4-1, you know. If anyone's got a score, it's got to be him, but it probably end up being Roberts. Diaz. I can't lie, training ground stuff for City, man. To be fair, the quality of City, we've seen, listen, there's no shame in this. This happens week in, week out where Man City are concerned. But for Leeds, can they just say, you know what? Games like this, you should just be able to answer one simple question. Away from Man City's ability, did we do all we could? They didn't. Because if you did all you could and City showed their quality, what can you say? You're not going to play City every week. Fernandinho, Mahrez, up against Firpo. Firpo's done well considering he's on the yellow. Aylin, Llorente has to put his foot for it. Joe Gelhardt, look at this. Ref! See, this is what Dan James couldn't do for Leeds. Respect, I'm not even getting on to Dan James, but I'm more getting on to Bielsa because you could have helped your team there. You know, just win little fouls and look at it. Glitches on his bike now. Not too many options. Rafinha, I feel sorry for Rafinha because when he's got the ball, it's in dead positions. You know, your most attacking player. Look at the City shirts. There's about 7-8 City shirts. You know, Rafinha bobbing and weaving. He can drop his shoulder as much as he wants. See, he can get past Grealish. You're not going to get past everyone, and Zinchenko wins it. Llorente goes home, takes no risks. Millier, Ayling being pursued by Phil Foden. What's he going to do? Looks like he's hitting it into the channels. And the channel thing, is it going to work? It's read by Edison. It's not the best of clearances by Edison. That looked like a silly foul. That's a silly foul by Glitch to do to Gundogan. What are you doing? Imagine still caring about football with everything that's going on, you absolute moronic sheep. Says the guy, Foxing. I hear that, but you're commenting on that. You know, you're saying that, but you're still here like all of us. That didn't make much sense. That's like Leeds' decision-making today. It's not making sense. So I think there's a certain irony in what you're saying, man. And to be fair with you, obviously with what's going on, have you ever considered that football provides an escape for certain people? Especially with a community like YouTube where certain people are alone and whatnot. But fair play, man. You know, you need a degree of critical thinking, but you're just frustrated, man. I hope you deal with what you need to deal with, blood. Can't be okay, Tino. Can't be okay. Maybe he lost the bet, man. Kevin De Bruyne looked like he was fouled there. Ref said play on. One love to everyone who's hit the like button. Leeds, Firpo, Harrison. Can he cut inside? Drops the shoulder, that hits the step over. Does well, to be fair. Pull the trigger, lad. And, he got shagged. I surely thought that was in. Harrison's decision-making has been better in the second half. Hit a step over, dropped his shoulder, cutting off the left. It's the deflection has probably helped City. Diaz has stood strong, not dived in, not committed, just stood up. It's cannoned off him, and that's probably helped it. To be fair, judging by the way he struck it, I don't think Edison would have been troubled. Yusuf, I hope you're good, man. Bro, man, are battling demons, bro. He's not a hater, bro, because he didn't say anything insulting. He's just like fighting demons, blood. Them man there lost their bet, man. They tried to bet on Leeds to win. They thought Leeds might do a little Maverick thing. He probably betted 5 mils on it. It's gone. Girlfriend asking what's going on. I thought you said you're taking me out. Now the youth can't get Christmas presents. It's all brazy. Now she's going to be freeing up the... Let me stop. Anyways, big up everyone that's locked in, man. I hope everyone's doing well, man. I honestly believe I can lead a team to beat City. Haggy, send in your CV to a team. Phil Foden in possession. That man there, bro. When the peas are not there, watch her. She frees it up. Her work husband's going to drop. Let's go for cocktails. And all of a sudden, that Christmas party for my man is going to get bracy. She'll be like, babes, I got to tell you something. I'm so sorry. Tight road for work. Let me stop, man. Let me stop, man. Maybe we need another segment. But anyways, Mahrez cutting in. It hasn't worked. It's here with Rafinha. Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, he's fouled Mahrez. It might be 5. Aye, it is 5. Phil Foden has tapped it in. Mahrez has set it up. Phil Foden, the scorer. Kevin De Bruyne, the architect. Oh, offside has shagged it. We have to stop. Maybe VAR will get involved, but, you know, VAR with a better defensive display than a lot of Leeds players. And Rafinha, falling asleep, lost the ball. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that. That goal surely has to stand. Everyone's on that. That goal's completely legitimate. That is a completely legitimate goal. I'm confident. I'm actually keeping the scoreline. I'm changing the scoreline here from 4-5. That is a nailed on goal. I'd be surprised. It's not even a case of a toenail offside or the molds offside. I'm very confident that stands. 100% that's got to stop. Bro, that's got... Raw, that's a fingernail. Raw. Wow, well, it's 4-0, innit? And again, you know, at 4-0, I guess you're not as angry. Imagine that was 1-1 with real ramifications. Man said I'm moving like Harry Maguire. Right, still. It's 5-0 now. Anyways, Kevin De Bruyne blinking, you miss it. It's a thunderbolt. Moving like Harry Maguire. Shut up, man. Saved by the whistle. Kevin De Bruyne has got the ear pod in. He heard, man. Millier dejected. Absolute peach of a goal. A classic Kevin De Bruyne finish. There's a couple of times we've been speaking about it where it looks like he could have taken that shot and he's just looked to slip players in. Millier, you know, that sums up. Millier's distribution has been suspect all day, and it is suspect. He's a young man. Grealish onto it. Gundogan clocks the pattern. Kevin De Bruyne, one thing on his mind, 2 touches to set himself. Forget about it. Forget about it. Classic Kevin De Bruyne goal. The one you're accustomed to. Forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it. Like Pages has said, rocket. Absolute rocket. What a finish. City have scored 5 goals and not broken a sweat. I can't lie, Leeds have been better in this second half. Again, you don't get brownie points for being better. You don't get points for being better. You know, it's been poor. And I know Leeds aren't going to be... I've watched Leeds against Chelsea, who they were much better than this. And I've watched them terrible today. They're not going to play like this against Arsenal. In fact, I would hope you can, you know. Can you not start your season or restart next week? One love to the Leeds fans. They're still making up their noise, being in good spirits. You know, we got to remember they're regular citizens. People got 9 to 5s and whatnot. City doing their famous backs turn, jump up and down stuff. Why can't we have nice things at Arsenal? Because we don't do the basics, man. And these City kits are clean, man. You know, these are as I always say, these are probably the perfect kits to throw to the kids and whatnot. There's no grass stains or none of this. Best striker of the ball in the league. Probably. I'd have to sit down and think about it. I'd have to really sit down and think about it because I think you're right, but I'd have to sit down and think about that one. 1-0 lead Saturday. None of that. None of that. None of that. Do you support Man City? None. No. Ruben Dias, I would have banged it. He could have shot. He's here with Mahrez. Oh, Mahrez and Kevin De Bruyne for the first time today, not on the same wavelength. It's a goal kick for Leeds. Surely, you know, it's Cole Palmer on the bench. Surely this is when you roll on the Cole Palmers and the James McCaitreys and all them guys for City. What a goal. Fucking hell, Kevin. Look at the velocity on the ball. I don't even know if there's literally velocity there. It just sounded like a good word to be saying. Hey, it's like it's rising as he's banged it. An absolute rocket from the Belgium sensation. Ruben Dias off. So again, clearly with some of the substitution, there's one eye on the weekend, whoever Man City got. I swear there's a big game this weekend. I'm sure there's a big game this weekend. I'm sure there's big games this weekend. Arsenal Leeds is one, but you know, both teams are doing poor in it, so it's not really. 5:30 scares me though. I don't trust us with that. Obviously, Villa are still winning a goal to nil. They've kicked off slightly before us. There's 9 minutes left, assuming there's no added on time where that's concerned. I'm sure there's big. Let me skip to the weekend. Yeah, well, provided it happens, you've got Tottenham against Liverpool, Newcastle, who need 3 points, playing Manchester City. Should have swore DG was born in Manny, bro. Yeah, I was born in Manny, Paris, Munich. It depends what shirt we're wearing. Salah, but striker of a ball though. I'm not sure, man. Striker of a ball, I'd say Kevin De Bruyne is better. Striker of a ball. But then again, I've seen Salah do the match. I'd have to sit down and think about it, man. Joe Gerhard, trying too much. The young lad, loved the confidence to try a little flick, and here he is. He's got some cute little. He's a baller. That's a foul by Zinchenko, unnecessary foul. Really, really like the frame that Joe has, man. I really like him as a footballer. Obviously, strikers are going to be judged on goals, but physically he's there. It's just about decision making and getting game time and speed of thought and getting up there with the pace of the Prem. Forshaw. The most I've seen Forshaw trust himself, took 3 touches. Been very impressed with Junior Firpo. Not today, but I thought he would have. I don't know, man. I thought the same about Semedo to a degree, and he did have his little form at Wolves. I thought they might show, they might be, like what Luka Dean's doing at Everton. Like you're wondering why did you ever leave Barca, sort of thing. John Stones in possession. Rafinha galloping backwards. Cruyff turned. Did Mahrez score? Technically. DG, Kevin De Bruyne's goal, Thiago's versus Porto ting. Leeds have done better in the second half. They've had 4 attempts, 2 on target. Compare that to the 5 goals Manchester City have scored, the 20 shots, and the 8 of those shots being on target. Ake in possession. Goes home. 115 likes. Once again, appreciative to everyone. The good times don't end there, though, folks, because after this, well, not directly after this, but tomorrow it's Arsenal West Ham, which this is a stress-free watch along. I can't guarantee Arsenal is going to be the same thing, definitely with what's been going on today and what, we might wake up tomorrow and who knows, man, there might be some Xhaka shenanigans. Who knows, man? What footballer's going to act up about Arsenal tomorrow? Who knows? But yeah, what's going on with the ref? To be fair, the ref's just clocked. I want to live movie settings. I think his battery pack has died. I don't know what's going on, but the ref has stopped the game. Don't think Leeds will complain. Thursday on Twitch, I'm going to be doing Chelsea, Everton. Tomorrow on YouTube, it's Arsenal, West Ham. Saturday, obviously, it's Arsenal, Leeds. And I think Man United, Brighton's in the morning, so I'll do that. Sunday, why do I feel like I can't do something on Sunday? I don't know. Listen, we'll get back to you on Sunday. Make sure you're following me on Twitch as well, because I'm going to be live at 10 a.m. with Art DeRoche, who's an athletic journalist. Obviously, we're going to talk about Aubameyang, talk about West Ham and them things there. 3-1 West Ham, in your opinion, but I don't expect to win. But, deal with that tomorrow, man. Right now, we're watching Leeds and Man City, 2 teams that, I love to watch football, but I ain't got nothing to do with. Stress-free watch-along business. Phil Foden been very cute today with his passing. Ake charging forward. Should have passed it. Now you could be in trouble. Dallas. It's 3 versus 3. It's 5 Leeds players against 3. I can't lie. Dallas has killed it. It's fallen actually to Glitch. Pass it. Glitch. Bottled it. And Leeds could have got one. At least mashed up the clean sheet. I mean, I said 4-1. It's 5-0 in it. So I didn't see this coming. Kevin De Bruyne has skipped past Dallas. Surprised Dallas didn't foul him. Maybe he's on the yellow. He's found Foden. Foden finds Mahrez. Mahrez being greedy. It's a good save by Millier nonetheless. How has Pep not brought on any of the kids? I don't know, man. Man said he might not even watch the game. I wish I had that luxury. Win, lose, or draw. I have to watch my team. I didn't say I like watching my team. I said I have to watch my team. Pep will beat his godfather 9-0 and still hail him as the best manager in history. And that's what you should do. The apprentice one day becomes better than the master, but the master taught you the thing. That you have to respect what he came with. Mahrez puts the ball into the box. Tyler Roberts' head's clear. Mahrez' standards have dropped, really. He looks a bit tired, which, again, if you're a Leeds fan listening, you're quite, it does music to your ears. Zinchenko. Oh, that was going to be a good ball. Aylan might have bust his hamstrings, but he's prevented an opportunity. Forshaw plays a good ball forward. Why didn't you do that sooner? It didn't pay off, but you could have probably caused City problems. Joe Gerhard, glitch. Looks like he fancied the shot. Doesn't do that. Think he took too long. Jack Harrison, left footer on this right-hand side, does well to find Dallas. Dallas cuts it back. Fernandinho wins it. Harrison taking too many touches. He should have passed that straight away. Leeds have had half chances in this last couple of moments. As I said, better second half. Who's the goal? Well, Harrison just ripped someone. That's a foul, I think, for City. Who's the goal? Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Lima, Messi. Kevin De Bruyne. John Stones galloping forward. John Stones feels there's a goal to grab for him. And I mean, you know, Harry Kane, if you want to sign for this team in the winter, you know, you wouldn't have to worry about a goal drought. Okay. Last 20-odd minutes, folks. Last 20-odd minutes. Not too long left where this game is concerned. Rodri. Ake. Game's lost any sort of tempo. Who's your favorite Arsenal player after King Henry? Vieira / Bergkamp. And I can't lie. You know, Ashley Cole's still one of them. I know we turned pagan, but I loved Ashley Cole. I can't cap. I did love that song, Ashley Cole. He's a Chelsea. But still, man, Cole was the guy still. Loves me a Bobby Perez. Lomberg as well. Conor Demare, another young G coming on. He had a good performance against Arsenal, if I remember correctly. Firpo off, obviously, you lost the game. No point risking a potential yellow card and going down to 10 men. Somebody said earlier that Firpo getting a yellow card today rules him out of the game against Arsenal, which, again, I'm not going to get excited because, again, there was no Zaha against Palace. They almost beat us. Brighton, they had no Webster or Basuma. They almost beat us. Free kick here to Manchester City. I don't think Leeds, I don't have to worry about relegation. I don't know that, but I think they've got more than enough to stay up, but it's a results game business. I think Norwich are down. I think Watford are looking like they're gone. I would like Watford and Newcastle to somehow bust it, but they look like they need a lot. Zinchenko. It's here with Fernandinho. He puts a good cross in. It's a good save by Millier. John Stones with the follow-up. John Stones again. I told man John Stones fancies a goal, and he gets it. It is Manchester City 6, Leeds 0. And again, there's enough time for it to get even more embarrassing. Luke Ayling shouting at man. Millier dejected. I can't lie, Bielsa, there's been no emotion from him. And to be fair, there's hardly any immediate. You can never see. He's got a good poker face in it. But it does give you the vibe of someone that's, I wouldn't say days are numbered, but maybe there might come change. Again, to be fair with you, it's poor from Leeds because they're not reacted. John Stones has reacted twice first. That's to go with Laporte winning the first initial header. There's only so much Millier can do. He's made two saves there. You know, at this moment, it's 6s and 7s, and it's just collapse. The only way to describe it is complete calamity, collapse. You know, City, I mean, Leeds have been better in the second half, but at the end of the day, it's not good enough. And I can't lie to you, we're at that point. We're losing counting who scored. I saying that, speaking of battering, I didn't even tell no one. My team lost 3-1. We played at Enfield playing fields, innit? We lost 3-1. And my brethren were playing. They lost as well. And watching another team made me feel better because I'll kid you not, the team we lost to, I mean, we watched lose. They lost 20-something nil. I swear to God. When I got there, they were saying it's 5. It just got what I saw everything. They were getting ripped. They were getting popped. Number 3 tried to walk off. One guy's trying to fight people. It was, bro, the keeper took a pen. It was brazy. You had to be there, man. I'm sure the team that lost a YouTube team because they had YouTube as I assume sponsors on the back of their shirt. It was brazy, man. Bro, I swear to you. And again, the linesman for the game, me and my brethren were there. Obviously, we're commentating, and you know me, I'm a rattler, and I'm going 0-0, all of that sort of stuff. He DM'd me, it was like, how it was him and that. Should have showed love in the flesh, but shout out to you, So it was like 20, even him. I asked him what the scoreline is at 16. He lost count. It was brazy. It was brazy. I swear to you, it was brazy. But where this game is concerned, there's 15 minutes left, and it's Manchester City 6, Leeds 0. Once again, Manchester City 6, Leeds 0. I can't lie to you, people. We're at the point where I can't remember who has scored. I know Foden's got one. I know Mahrez has got one. I know Kevin De Bruyne has got one. I know John Stones has got one. Let me actually try it. What Foden's got a back? Maybe even Foden has two, you know. But Foden's got one. Grealish has got one. Foden, Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne, John Stones. Foden, Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne, Stones. Nah, I need to check, bro. Like, I tried to do it from mine. Well, Kevin's got two. Well, yeah, Kevin's got two. Grealish, Stones, Morris, Foden. So I was kind of onto something. I forgot the second. Grealish might get a second of his own. He cuts in. Uncle Fernandinho, Gundogan tries to find a pass. It doesn't bang. But yeah, in terms of the goal scorers, as you know, it's subject to change because the game's still going on. Phil Foden has scored in the 8th minute. Grealish added to that a couple of moments later as he struck in the 13th. Kevin De Bruyne got a brace within half an hour of the two goals. He struck in the 32nd and 62nd minute. Mahrez scored in the 49th, currently with 77 minutes basically in play. John Stones made it 6 in the 74th minute. It's another Manchester City corner. And you probably back them to get that 7. Phil Foden. Okay, it's peak. I just said it. You back them to get that 7. Ake, the substitute, has got that. And there's enough time to make it 10. No mercy being shown for Bielsa. It's peak. It's peak. It's peak. It is peak. And I think you might see someone leave the club. To be fair, Leeds have been terrible. So that's not the company I want to keep. To be fair, they're actually marking this time. Oh, Connor, the substitute, Connor Demir, the young boy is going to learn a lesson. Oh, God. He's blocked by John Stones. He loses Ake there. You know, you can't do that. Even before it's gone in, Millier has seen the pattern and he said, what's going on there? Boy, and more boys. Boy, I don't think there's quite enough time for free, but at this point, Leeds might as well get players sent off and forfeit. And I feel sorry, man, because at the end of the day, you got to remember, these individuals are prideful. I think a couple of Leeds players don't deserve this. Like, well, really, I'd say just Joe up front and my man, Millier. I don't think he deserves it, man. It's peak. Absolute peak. And to be fair, there's a ruthlessness. City and Liverpool, it might come down to goal difference. You know, it looks like it might be. You might need 90 points. Might not even be the job that get the job done. So, you know, you can get that. And again, I hope these lot are still feeling sorry for themselves come Saturday evening, but we're going to have a wounded animal. And I always tell you lot, you need to be fearful of a wounded animal or a wounded person. When you back someone or something up into a corner, you either see fight or flight. You see them accept their fate, or you see a certain sort of bravery or something, a certain element you haven't seen before. And that's something Arsenal need to be wary of. You know, again, I'm not being funny. Everton couldn't buy a win. We went to their place. What happened? So we can't really read into it. But if that result goes sideways, boy, it's peak, man. And again, you haters say I picked the wrong games to do watch-alongs. I think I've picked a decent one here. Ake in possession, 11 minutes as usual. You know, the only thing that is better than the football and the goals, one love and commiseration to Leeds fans, is you lot support. We've talked, you know, big up to the City fans and Leeds fans here, fans of either club, fans that got nothing to do with it. This is why I love my community, because we're fans of the game first and then this second. You know, I love you lot again, and it's a pleasure to be here day in, day out. And the time flies, man. You know, time flies. 10 minutes left. Yeah, as I was doing, how many goals have these men conceded in the second half? 4-0. Well, I was about to say Leeds did better in the second half, but they've conceded more goals. So what does that make? There's no shame on one hand to lose. Then, you know, there's no shame on one hand losing to City, but losing 7-0 is definitely unacceptable, regardless. I hope we steamroller them, Jay. But I can't lie, my club, I don't think I've seen enough levels to just know, like, have that sort of confidence that we're just gonna rock up and do this thing. Jack Grealish, and to be fair, Grealish, you got more, you know. I'm a more shameless individual because me, I don't care what Pep tells me. I'm playing up front. I'm trying to add to my statistics. I'm on what Foden and Kevin have been on. Grealish, Dartsy pass, man. Kevin De Bruyne or Phil Foden. You might as well get the hattie. Swing your right peg at that. Blocked by Aylin. Gundogan. It's just relentless, isn't it? Phil Foden. Leeds glitch. Looks like he's gonna get fouled. Oh, that's a good ball. Harrison, Ake reads it. You know, he scored a goal, but he's there to defend. He puts it out of play, and it will be a Manchester City corner. Trust we're flat track bullies this season. I hope so. Yeah, in fact, that's where our wins have come in it, really. So yeah, man, you're right on that. But see me, I'm still shook, man. Them evening fixtures and all them things there, and it's another away game, man. We went Goodison Park, messed about. You know, we went Goodison Park, Anfield, Old Trafford. Fair enough, we walked away from Leicester and Brighton with some sort of face, but I'm shook, man. Corner to Leeds. At least mash up the clean sheet, man. Foden clears. Did we play good in the Southampton game? I missed it. I think other than the first 20 minutes, yeah. We have to be on point on Saturday going to Ellen Road, as Leeds will come out like angry lions, probably. But if they don't and they're on this sort of foolishness that they're on, boy, we need to make it count. I'll be real with you lot. And for Leeds, I don't think they're in a relegation fight mathematically. I don't think they will get relegated. But boy, we've only played 17 games this season. You know, I look at the league table. Where are Leeds? To be fair with you, Leeds are only got 16, but they're 16th. Only 3 points separates them and Watford. And right now, you know, because of this, Leeds actually have minus 15 goal difference to Watford's minus 10. So it's brazy. It's very brazy. They could draw themselves out. You know, when you look at the fixtures to come, you know, well, let me look at Leeds' fixtures. Really, Leeds fixtures. Leeds are, by the way, are still in possession, people. Luke Ayling is in possession. I swear I got Dallas in my fantasy. He might be on the bench, so there might be a bullet dodged. I can't lie, for Leeds, it's brazy, you know. If they're going to have to pick up points, you'd say it has to start against Arsenal, because Fernandinho advanced and there's 7 minutes left. You know, they play us on Saturday at 5:30. Then they go away to Anfield at Liverpool. You know, Gerrard is doing bits for Aston Villa. They've got them. It's a double January the 2nd. It's a double pointer, really, double 6 pointer between them and Burnley. So they're gonna have to do a thing. Foden has blazed over, folks. It's peak. You know, Leeds are boy. You know, I think we haven't really seen an exciting relegation race in a while, in my humble opinion. I think we're getting that this year, really. Narratives can change, things can change, but it's brazy, you know. Newcastle for a while were bottom of the table. Right now, they've got 10 points. Norwich have 10 points. Burnley have 11. Watford have 13. Leeds have 16. This is all subject to change, really and truly. You know what? 8 points separate Palace in 13th from the bottom, really. Villa, I think, have scored a second, by the way. No clue who. It's just come up on the TV. Conor Demir going forward earns a throw-in. It's peak, man. Leeds getting absolutely razzle-dazzled. And it might be 8. Kevin De Bruyne cuts it back. You know, John Stones, sorry, was queued up for a second. Killing me. Arsenal just about beat Burnley, trust. To be fair, it was 1-0, but Burnley, we weren't really troubled. To be fair, there's been games we've just about been. I think that's a bit harsh. To be fair, it did take a fantastic effort by Martin Odegaard. Love for that, Clement. Watkins scored the second goal for Aston Villa, if you're looking for it. And Gerrard, you know, again, it's only been a couple of weeks, but so far so good, and it's been a justified appointment. Ake in possession. 5 minutes left of this game, folks. Once again, make sure you're following me on, you know, Twitter, Twitch, all of these things, all these things. Arsenal versus West Ham tomorrow. I've just dropped the link. Obviously, Twitch again Thursdays. Chelsea versus Everton. Tomorrow I've got Art the Roche at 10 a.m. and then I'm going to be playing Football Manager at 2. To be fair, even Aubameyang was able to get a hattie against Leeds last season despite poor form. 4 wins out of 6 for Gerrard as new Villa boss. Jack Harrison tries to leng it, meaty. Gap between top 6 and lower teams get bigger and bigger. Boy, it's all crazy, man. And I would love to see. I need to see the aftermath for Leeds, man. Because again, they're saying I don't want to say it's a true reflection, not a true reflection because they've been poor, but I wouldn't say it's a true reflection. Throughout the game, they've only entered the final, played passes in the final third 25 times. They've had 9 touches in City's box, and they've only had 4 attempts. You compare that to 27 attempts from City, 149 final third passes, and 39 touches in the up box, 30 more than them. And the 7 goals, the only statistic that matters, the 7 points and the 7 goals, and the 3 points. Tyler Roberts loses out to Fernandinho. Fernandinho galloping forward. Uncle Fernandinho. He tried, Fernandinho went down very easily there. Bit of cards and game management. But to be fair, I'd say, Fernandinho, I'd be wondering where's my teammates there. And it's another free kick in a dangerous area. Villa look polished. Just wary to see longevity. I want Gerrard to do well, but in life, whether you're a young player coming through or a manager, it's never just the moment you walk into a club, you just like that. There are bumps and bruises, and everybody loves him right now. Same way the question marks come. Same way with Chelsea. Everyone was saying Lampard, this and that. The minute, the money was spent and it was looking booky, boy. Kevin De Bruyne and Riyad Mahrez over this set piece. Ruthless is the only way to describe this City performance. Barely broken a sweat and still scored 7. I think if they actually wanted this, they probably would have made Leeds hold a 20. Kevin De Bruyne going for goal again. At this day and age, you're going to try things, innit? Like Millier. Good throw out to Jack Harrison. Joe Gelhardt wanted too long on the ball, but it's falling to Harrison. Harrison probably needs to just bang it. Gets fouled by Fernandinho. There's no advantage. Play for the free kick. That was tired by glitch. And I mean, there was no advantage. You're better off accepting the free kick and trying to fashion an opportunity there rather than, fair play to glitch for buying a lottery ticket. But as usual, the odds of winning the actual lottery and becoming a millionaire quite slim. Shout out to the Leeds fans. They still, obviously, some have bust out. I don't blame them, man. Teams getting rubbed out 7-0. Might as well go home, put the kids to bed, iron clothes, get an early shower if you can, and prepare for work tomorrow, innit? Whether you're working from home or going there. It's 7-0. City can bring out the party tricks. This is year 11s versus year 7s. I would say more like, you see when you used to, I don't know about it now, but like a few years ago, like pro clubs would go on trial, would go on pre-season tours, and there'll be things like five of them City players, for instance, 5 of them City players against 100 school kids. That's what it feels like. They rubbed themselves out. You heard what Clichy said about Arteta? Nope. What'd he say? Could have been another one. They've allowed it. Who are you? Looks like the Leeds players just asking for the ref to just cut this, man. And I'm sure, out of respect for Leeds, I'm sure they don't want too much added on time. Millier. I mean, Millier is a good keeper, but his distribution has to improve. It needs to be more consistent, and his positioning can improve. Saying that, I think he's a very good player. Big up Clement. Big up the 127 likes today. Make sure to turn on your Twitch notifications tomorrow when DG goes live. Kevin De Bruyne is man of the match, by the way. Make sure to turn on your YouTube notifications for Arsenal versus West Ham live stream tomorrow. That's from 7 p.m. UK time. If you're not like myself over here in the UK, then obviously look at your smartphone. I'm sure you've got multiple clocks available and adjust that. 90 minutes now. Sorry, folks. The time always stops at minute 90. 3 minutes of added on time. Great stream. Made better with you lot, man. Made better with you lot. Gundogan. At this moment, you might as well just make the fouls, man. Mahrez. Fucking hell, bro. There's 3 Leeds shirts and he's still got it. Mahrez, oh my. And they're lucky Mahrez could have hit the target, or that would have been another L to hold. Another unnecessary one. You know, listen, this is one of them. There's no point for Leeds. There's no point going over the goals. It's just terrible, isn't it? It's just not good enough. There's no point them doing the analytical thing, watching this game again. It's best to just get them out of it, get out your system. I guess this is a sackable offense for Bielsa, but you know, I would say more so is because it's looking like the season ain't going to turn around now. Bielsa got them promoted and done stuff. He could be the man to turn it around, and I like Bielsa a lot, but 7-0 is unacceptable. The reality is Leeds are in a relegation battle, and the reality is after gaining so much plaudits last season, you've got to take the rough with the smooth, and he deserves a lot of question marks, especially for as poor as Leeds have been. You know, some of the things tactically, I think Leeds lost their tactical discipline throughout this game. I didn't really understand. Again, I'm sure maybe Dan James, Leeds fans might say maybe Dan James has played up front and it's worked, but it didn't look sensible today. I think they should stick with Bielsa. I think he's a good gaffer. Obviously, things happen. You know, I think Bielsa's more likely to bust out rather or walk, better yet, if you don't know what I'm talking about, rather than him getting sacked. Obviously, this is gonna, you know, they're gonna ask a man questions like what went on today, and that sums up everything. You know, Leeds have given away a throw-in, and Kevin De Bruyne and co have gone forward, and yeah, man, the ref might as well do them a favor. There's 40 seconds left, might as well count. Bloody hell, like Kevin De Bruyne just dropped a shoulder for sure. Come on, I have nothing to do with Leeds, but I'm getting annoyed for them because you're not moving like Premier League footballers. Mahrez dropping the shoulder. I think Mahrez passed the ball. He's passed it to Kevin. Kevin's tried to do the movie thing and hit it first time. Cracks a smile. Sure, nothing's funny if you're a Leeds fan. Trust me, I've been here. You know, Pep Guardiola's trying his best to not look happy, you know. Crazy, man. Bielsa's not even kneeling down again. That brings a close to the game, people. Again, Manchester City 7, Leeds 0. What else can you say? What else can you say, people? They've, you know, it's been ruthless by City. Self-inflicted errors is an understatement where Leeds are concerned. Leeds' season looks very concerning. And again, you know, it gives me a lot of confidence as an Arsenal fan looking at that game, but it'd be naive to just look at that. You know, the form that they're maneuvering in, I can't lie. I reckon if Thomas Partey hits the target, he might finally score a long-range finish at Arsenal, if I'm completely honest with you. On a serious note, though, it's been fantastic to sit here and be with you lot, people. Again, you know, commiserations to Leeds fans and congratulations to City fans, and appreciative to all the fans of other clubs who, you know, were tuned in. It's been a fantastic one. As I said, tomorrow I'm going to be doing Arsenal versus West Ham. And as I keep dropping the link, make sure you're there. Make sure you're supporting the thing on Twitch as well. And all of those sort of things. Again, share the screen. Share the screen. Don't embarrass me, StreamYard. I'm trying to show my friends stuff. Again, you know, I've just dropped the link. Again, you can see the schedule. We've got hella content tomorrow from 10 a.m. all the way to 2. And then, you know, we're alternating between YouTube and Twitch. Thursday, I've got Mo. That's subject to... No, I think we did agree on 2:15. I'll probably bump that back to 2:30. And then we're going to be from 7:20, Chelsea versus Everton. This is all Twitch. And then you've got Arsenal talk on Friday. So, yeah, content. And, oh, look, more content. So, yeah, as usual, people, it's been a pleasure. But I don't want to keep you lot too long. It is what it is, man. You've got to, man. Self-promotion, man. Obviously, hope everyone stays safe. I'm sick. I will still support Bielsa. Great commentary, great descriptions, great understanding of the game. Glad I found this stream. You'd make an excellent sports writer. Gary, man, you're too kind. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. Who knows, one day. Appreciate that, C. Appreciate any, you know, I appreciate Tino. Appreciate that. Appreciate you lot for giving up your time, man. But I don't want to waste up any more of you this evening or whatever is left of you lot. You lot stay blessed, stay safe. I'll be back again tomorrow. Let's all, you know, stay in good health, attack whatever goals, hopes, dreams, and ambitions we have. And I'll see you lot tomorrow and throughout the rest of the week. You know, I'm on YouTube and Twitch like a bad smell. Stay blessed, stay safe. I'm out. Peace out, folks.